Okay, okay. Not yet gone, not yet gone live. We are live here? Okay, fine, fine. Yeah, I'll check on my channel. Hold on, hold on. Yeah, we are live. Okay, okay. All right. Good evening, good evening, good evening, everybody. So, is the audio video message? Is everything is fine? Tell me quickly, everybody. Online, all of you tell me. Chalo, Trisha classes, Vivek Malu classes. Come on, come on, come on, everybody. Message, message, message quickly. I can't see your messages here. Come on, guys. Tell me, all of you, everything is okay? Guys, 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 come on, message, message, message. I can't see your messages. Arya, namaskar, beta. Good evening. Yes, Sri Raksha, Samhita, Shreya. All right, all right. Tejas. I hope everything is good, fantastic, fantabulous. Audio, video, everything is fine. Kamte, Sonavne, Arya. Jagas. Can we go ahead? Tell me about you, everything. Come on, Bhavik, Sanmita, Arya, Arya. Okay. Arya, there are only 2 likes on the video. Always first, your entry fees for the videos is what? Likes on the video. Yes, everybody? चलेगा ओ नलायक को फटाफट 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 yes Shujan, good evening beta, good evening. I hope all of you doing good, great, amazing. The revision sessions, faster sessions are helping you a lot, so I welcome you to the next. This is your today's second day of this revision classes of Trisha classes बच्चों in association with Vivek Malu classes. So this is CA Niraj Mahajan welcoming you बच्चों to this session for CA Inter Law Fast Track Revision. Yesterday in the last first lecture we completed properly, entirely, nicely chapter number 9, Accounts of Companies. Yes, Chelia. Chapter number 7, Management and Admission, is already taken on my channel. If you want, you can obviously watch it. If you require, if you have any doubts, you're always free to ask any of the queries. No issues at all. Yes, Chelia, all of you. Come on, come on, come on. Let's go ahead, please. Please, again, I'll request you once again. Please share link of this video as a WhatsApp status. Please tell all of your friends. It is better to always watch it live, so that whatever doubts you may have or any queries you may have, that gets solved in the live session itself. है कि नहीं बच्चों? Agree till here? All of you okay? चलो आगे बढ़े फिर हम लोग. रोहित पाटकर, good evening बेटा. चलो 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 यार, don't waste time. Megnam, good evening, good evening, good evening. So I hope you've already with me, guys, and whatever doubts you have, please be very much free to put it in the group, okay, on the chat. चलेगा? चलो आगे बढ़े हम लोग. Let's start. So yesterday we covered section 128 to 138. You're all your which one? From your books of accounts से लेके, from books of accounts बच्चों to internal auditor, that we have covered. चलेगा? So now one of the last parts, 139 to 148. If at all we finish this in today's session, I will start with the chapter number 5 also. I will start with new chapter also. Okay, बच्चों? Any doubts, please ask. चलो, ready? Audit and auditors. Ready, बच्चों? चलो. Let's start. Session 139. Any doubts, please keep on asking me. Chalo. 139. Appointment of auditors. है ना बच्चों? Yes, Celia? So here what is going to happen? We require auditor obviously to check the books of accounts, to, you can say, give an opinion on the financial statements, the affairs of the company. Whether just now in the last lecture we saw, chapter we saw, chapter number 9, the book should show a true and fair view. है कि नहीं? And for to give the conformity, and the accounting and auditing standards should be followed. So to give a confirmation whether yes, in the opinion of the auditor, the true and fair view of the books are shown or not. Then even directors are responsible for many things. So the directors have done it or not properly. We require a neutral party, a third neutral party, outsider, to check whether everything is absolutely correct or not. Okay, so that is the reason बच्चों we appoint auditor in here. We have बच्चों our chartered accountants, we the chartered accountants बच्चों, and you the future chartered accountants who are going to be auditors and who are going to approve that on behalf of the company or for the company that yes, whatever is shown in the financials are true and you can say are showing true and fair view. You are expressing an opinion on the same. Clearly, all of you. That is the reason we get money. Okay, or you have the value of the signature that you as a chartered accountant as an auditor are authorizing or can say giving you can say proof or you can say again will say opinion that everything is fine. Now who all bacho Vihan, good evening, who all bacho are involved or you can say concerned with the financial statements bacho or regarding for the financial affairs of the company? First and foremost bacho is your shareholders. They invest money in the company, so they need to know whether the money is used properly or not, है ना, whether the management is not misutilizing the money. So first and foremost, it is बच्चों for mainly for whom? The shareholders. Secondly, also बच्चों now for creditors, that means because they have given the raw materials, they have given the you can say sold the goods to company. So whether they will get the money back or not, what is the financial health of the company? So they have risk. Who have a risk? The creditors. That's why again for them it is essential to know everything is correct or not with the company. Creditors. Thirdly, the government. Obviously, the lots of taxes and revenues will be recovered from the company. So whatever the company is saying that is correct or not, again we require a third neutral party for the same. That yes, these are the sales are actually the true sales. Then they have not hidden any sales, etc. And there is no unreported sales. So these things, bacho, again for government it is very important. Then fourth party, bacho, with the company's employees, they are working day in and day out. So whether they need to be assured whether they will get their salary in time or not. What are the issues with the cash flow of the company? Employees बच्चों will understand that better, है ना? Only if it is authenticated, verified, checked by a third neutral party. So please understand this chapter is completely बच्चों about a neutral party. Who? The auditor. अरे हाँ? Any doubt? Rohit, all okay? Arya, Srujan, Samita, Tejas, Bhavik, Tejas again, sorry, Sri Raksha, Shreya, Samita. बोलो बच्चों फटाफट. अरे लाइक किया कि नहीं वीडियो को? ऑल ऑफ यू यहाँ पर भी मेघना, विहान, अभिजीत, सोनामने, आर्य. लाइक द वीडियो बच्चों, लाइक कर दो. बड़े आगे हम लोग. चलो. So 139. So first of all, what is the difference between 138 and 139? First of all, what is the difference between 138 and 139? 138 is an internal auditor, and 139 we call them as a statutory auditor. Yes, still here? We call them as what? Statutory auditor. Okay, everybody? Fine. Now, internal auditor is going to be there throughout 12 months with the company. He's going to be a proper inherent, you can say, part of the company, and who is going to be under the control as well as supervision, as well as you can say who is going to report to the management. One that बच्चों is you can say coming from outside or not part of the management. Okay, everybody? बढ़े आगे? चलो. So members appoint. Who बच्चों appoint? Members appoint. Pay attention. चलो बच्चों फटाफट ध्यान दो. Appoints an auditor to look into the true and fair view. Again, I'm repeating. This is coming. The source is बच्चों coming from section 128. है ना? 128 and 129. ठीक है? True and fair view of the financial affairs of the company. Chalo, ready? These auditors are independent. Has to be independent. No doubt about it. They have to be independent from the management of the company and hence an express an unbiased opinion. Do you remember section 26.5? Do you remember section 26, subsection 5? Tell me, anybody do you remember? I can ask you different things also now. This is important now. Because when you go to examination in those 3 hours, you have to remember that all the syllabus, entire section, anything can come, bachcho. That is the reason also right now I am reversing all of that also. Chalo, what batao bachcho fatapat. Tell me in the comment section. Type. Do you remember section 26, subsection 5? Bolo fatapat. Come on. I'll be waiting for your comments. I expect a lot from you, guys. Very good, Sonavane. Very good, Bhagesh. Very good. Experts report. Very good. Expert statement. And remember, no, for the purpose of prospectus, if you remember, correctly all of you, for the purpose of prospectus. Now here what should happen, bacho? I'm talking of 26.5. 26.5 also same thing, that the expert has not to be associated with the for promotion, formation or management of the company. Similarly, common sense. Yes, Patil. Similarly, common sense, bacho, here also, in case of auditor, he cannot be part of the management. He cannot be influenced by management. He has to be independent. Samjha? All look okay? चलो आगे बढ़े. Every company shall at its first AGM appoint an individual or a firm as an auditor. So which auditor can be who? Individual or firm. Okay. A CA practicing in his own name is individual. A CA with the group of people working together as partners, that is बच्चों the appointment will be in the name of the firm. चलेगा? Tenure of auditors, that means for how long an auditor can be an auditor with the company. So that depends, again, obviously it depends on the rotation. But normally बच्चों it is what? From first AGM to 6th AGM. Okay? From बच्चों what did I say? From first AGM to 6th AGM. अरे हाँ है ना, 6th AGM. That means बच्चों how many years? Can you all tell me quickly? 4 years, 5 years or 6 years? बच्चों फटाफट बताओ. How many years? From first AGM to 6th AGM. बोलो फटाफट. जरा बच्चों 5 years है ना बच्चों. तो फर्स्ट टू सेकेंड, फर्स्ट एजीएम इज अपॉइंटमेंट है ना. तो फर्स्ट एजीएम टू सेकेंड एजीएम इज 1 year, देन थर्ड एजीएम, फोर्थ एजीएम, फिफ्थ एजीएम एंड सिक्स्थ एजीएम. सो टोटल बच्चों 5 years ही इज अपॉइंटेड फॉर नॉर्मली. क्लियर? आगे बढ़े. चलो, selection of auditor, as it is we are going to do that बच्चों in properly again in detail. As it is it will come again ahead later on some time. चलेगा? यस, वेरी गुड बच्चों. नागेश, भव्य, श्री रक्षा, समिता, वेरी गुड. चलो आगे बढ़े हम लोग. ओके, ऑडिट एंड ऑडिटर्स. Who will appoint the auditor or select the auditor? Selection. Okay, बच्चों आ जाओ. Pujita, correct. If the company has appointed an audit committee, star mark under section 177. 177 बच्चों directly is not part of our syllabus, but we should know that because it is given in the textbook also, ICS study material. Okay, there are obviously you must be aware the committees are for the different purposes. There is buyback committee, CSR committee, dividend committee, whatever committee. अरे हाँ या ना. So committee is for a specific purpose. Agree till here all of you? So again here, if the audit committee is appointed by the company, audit committee बच्चों is appointed by the company. Why required? Check 177. Who is compulsory required to appoint audit committee? Important. Who is compulsory required to appoint audit committee? Check. Which companies? Every listed company. Okay, and other following public companies. Check here बच्चों. That means whether private company is required to appoint audit committee? Obviously not. It is a closed group. Private company बच्चों not required. So is required to maintain audit committee or keep the audit committee? Listed company. Secondly, other public companies. Which one? PUC at least 10 crores or turnover at least 100 crores or aggregate बच्चों outstanding loans, borrowing, debenture, deposit बच्चों at least 50 crores. हाँ है ना. Such बच्चों companies compulsory have to appoint a audit committee. हुआ कि नहीं? बढ़े आगे हम लोग. Then audit committees shall recommend to the board for consideration. Same logic like 135, but section 135 CSR. If CSR committee is there, they have to recommend the CSR activities. So here also, बच्चों, if audit committee is compulsorily applicable, then it is duty first of all of the audit committee to recommend who shall be the auditor. समझा बच्चों? All of you okay here? So they are giving a recommendation to the board of directors. Who? Audit committee. समझा? अरे बोलो हाँ. ठीक है ना? Ready? Chalo. If company is not required to appoint board, if that audit committee is not there, then who will do the work? Directly the board of directors will appoint the auditor. Okay, everybody? If pay attention. If audit committee proposes a name and the board likes it, they will go ahead with the appointment of auditor. Do you remember bacho again 1022? 102 subsection 2 is appointment of auditor ordinary business, yes or no? Tell me quickly. Is appointment of auditor ordinary business or special business? फटाफट जल्दी. Appointment of auditor बच्चों is what? Ordinary business or special business? जल्दी. समझ रहा है? स्पीड स्लो करूं थोड़ा. I hope there is a rocket and fire under that rocket. I hope so. Same is the situation for you also. I hope so. Which you best? Yes, everybody. It is ordinary business. 1022. समझा? Clear earlier? So fine. So pay attention. अगर audit committee है, if there is an audit committee, they will recommend who should be the auditor. Their recommendation will go to board. If board agrees, then they will propose this and appoint in the ordinary business and AGM. AGM, ordinary business, बच्चों always in AGM. समझा? But if audit committee itself is not there, then बच्चों the board of directors will recommend who should be the auditor. Okay, everybody? Yes, Kamte, very good. If audit committee proposes a name and the board do not like it, the board can reject that particular name and they can select on their own. समझा everybody? Basically, the final authority is always with board of directors. चलो आगे बढ़ूँ मैं. The final authority which will always be with board. Only after board approval, the name shall be proposed in AGM. बड़े आगे हम लोग बच्चों, नलायको, अरे हाँ बोलो. चलो ठीक है. आ जाओ. Company's audit and auditors rules. Before the appointment is made of the auditor, a written consent. You should take consent from the auditor also that he is okay. He wishes to be appointed as an auditor in the company. And certificate of the auditor shall also be obtained from the auditor. Certificate of the auditor, that certificate which you are going to see now. That he should give a declaration. Who? The auditor. That he is not disqualified. He is eligible to be appointed. If he takes this appointment, it is within the limits of the law, etc. The appointed auditor shall submit a certificate. Again, not very important, never asked in the exams. So I'll just quickly go through it. That is eligibility for appointment, not disqualified. Then it is as per the terms given under the act. That means it is as per the law, Companies Act. It is but within the limits given of the act. Then whatever details he has given, or if any proceedings. Proceedings means what, bacho? Any kind of litigation, dispute going on between or against any partner, against him or the partner or the firm. So whatever details he has submitted in the certificate is true and correct. He's giving you can say disclaimer that yes, whatever details I'm giving you, that they are what? Correct. Hua bachcho? All of you okay? Company shall inform the auditor concerned about appointment or reappointment, and also file a notice. Who bachcho? Company shall file a notice in ADT 1. Yes, clear? I hope all of you got my notes, and all of you, Trisha students, Udupi, though you already have my batch, my notes. Pune students already have my notes, and others, Mangalore students, those who messaged me yesterday, you got the notes quickly. I have given you Google Drive link, bachcho. I think I've given you my textbook notes, also handwritten notes, whatever we had done in the classroom. Ordinary resolution, special resolution, although it is all of that is very important. That is proper class notes. So please refer them. Okay? Or Pune students, so you are there only. No issues. Meghna, even if you need, then you can message me. Okay? Number is given here on the screen. Okay? Fine. चलो आगे बढ़े हम लोग. Yeah. Okay, guys. Why so less students today, Trisha? Trisha के बच्चों, फटाफट बताओ. Are you all busy for Saturday evening something? Huh? No? You guys, Pune guys, I hope you're not busy with Saturday night and something. You don't have any Saturday night and Sunday night. Okay, you have only day and night for studies. That's it. Exams are 45 days ahead only now. Get serious. Chalo. So the company will file ADT 1 of such appointment with ROC within how many days? Babu! 15 days of the meeting in which the auditor is appointed. Which meeting? AGM. Hai ki nahi bachcho? So in AGM, when that auditor is appointed, from there within 15 days, you have to file what? ADT 1 to the ROC. Who will file? Company will file. Ready everybody? चलो आगे बढ़े हम लोग. Sure. I know there are lots of limits to remember, but can't help it as it is part of the syllabus. बढ़ेंगे आगे हम लोग. चलो. Term of auditor. फटाफट बच्चों. Now pay attention. I'll tell you there are 3 types. One, where there is rotation is when there is rotation. So if there is rotation is applicable compulsorily by default, then what will happen? If it's individual, then for 5 years. One term only of 5 years. If it is firm, then 2 terms of 5 years each. 2 terms of 5 years each. If rotation is applicable. And if rotation is not applicable, then you can be an auditor for what? 5 years, 8 years, 10 years, 20 years, 40 years. Year on year, generation on generation, can be same auditors. Samjha ki nahi samjha? So if rotation is not applicable, then the company can keep the same auditors for many years. All of you okay clear? अरे बोलो हाँ बच्चों, ठीक है ना? बराबर? आगे बढ़ूं मैं बच्चों? एक मिनट. किधर गया ये? या फाइन. चलो आगे बढ़ता हूँ. आ जाओ. So all listed company, pay attention to whom rotation is compulsory applicable. Check here. All listed companies. बच्चों क्या बोला मैंने? All listed companies. अरे हाँ है ना? Fine. Then what बच्चों? Prescribed classes of companies. क्या बोला मैंने? Prescribed classes of companies shall not appoint or reappoint an individual as auditor for more than one term. मतलब not more than one term of 5 consecutive years. अरे हाँ, of 5 consecutive years. Not more than one term of 5 consecutive years. Then बच्चों दूसरा क्या? अगर firm है तो बच्चों if it is firm then what? Maximum how many terms? 2 terms of 5 years each. 2 terms of 5 years each. Yes, sir, all of you? Then secondly, now pay attention. So all listed companies, rotation compulsorily applicable. All listed companies, rotation compulsorily applicable. Chalega? And who are other prescribed where rotation is compulsorily applicable? Who all other prescribed companies where rotation is compulsorily applicable? Check here quickly. Rule 5. The prescribed class of companies are, check, all unlisted public companies with PUC बच्चों how much? At least 10 crores. चलेगा? Unlisted public company बच्चों. Unlisted public company कितना? फटाफट. Unlisted public company PUC at least 10 crores. और all private companies with PUC बच्चों of what? 50 crores or more. Of 50 50 crores or more. अरे हाँ या ना? Yes, चलिए everybody. Or all companies having PUC below than the limit given above. So if you are a public company and if you're a public company and your PUC is less than 10 crores, or if you're a private company and your PUC is less than 50 crores. Are you all understanding, bacho? Yes or no? Yes or no? So all companies who has PUC less than the given limits, but public borrowings from the banks or public deposits, or financial institution, bacho, is how much? 50 crores or more. Then bacho, what will happen? Then for you also, again, bacho, here also, again, what will happen? This will be applicable. Rotation bacho will be applicable. Samjha everybody? Rotation will be applicable. Are ha? Arya, Kamthe, Vaishnavi, are you there? Sonavane, Meghna. But आगे हम लोग? Fine. Now why do we have this logic? Why rotation is there, बच्चों? To break the relationship. To what? Break the relationship between the auditor and the company. Otherwise, what will happen? With long-term relationship between the auditor and the company, there is a risk of. Yes, Ari, something happened. Yes. That's why I was just checking it out. Yes. Check what am I saying, bacho? To break the relationship between the auditor and the company. Okay. Otherwise, what will happen? Because of long-term relationship, the company can influence the auditor. And then again, the auditor bacho loses his objectivity or independence or being neutral. That is the risk of audit. It is a risk of directly audit failure. Because so many people are you can say relying on the auditor, and if auditor gets influenced, okay, then that results into what? Audit failure. So that risk, that's why the government says that risk we cannot afford. That's why we have to break the relationship between whom बच्चों? Auditor and the company. हुआ बच्चों? ठीक है, आगे बढ़े हम लोग? Alright, चलो. 1392 ये तो तुम्हारा हो गया. This is also done. चलो फटाफट रेडी बच्चों. चलो. Cooling period means what? You cannot be auditor. Means you cannot be auditor of the company at all for some period. Now what is that some period? What is that बच्चों some period? What is that some period बच्चों यहाँ पे check बच्चों. That is 5 years. If you're individual, pay attention. What did I say? If you're individual, then even the cooling period is of 5 years. If you're individual, then even your cooling period is of 5 years. And even if you're a firm, the cooling period is still of 5 years. Cooling period means what? The period for which you cannot be the auditor. Cooling period means what? The period for which you cannot be the auditor. Are हाँ या ना? Clear all of you? बढ़े आगे? चलो. So an individual auditor who has completed his term of 5 years shall not be auditor in the same company for another 5 years. If you are a firm who has completed term, now term is of how much? 10 years. Are हाँ या ना? 2 terms of 5 years each. Then बच्चों again what did I say? So again बच्चों cooling period is of 5 years. Okay? Yes, I think streaming started back on my channel also. Okay? Vaishnavi, Arya, if whatever तुम्हारी मर्जी, you can join here or there, doesn't matter. Okay, everybody? One more thing. Also on the date of appointment, please pay attention. Also on the date of appointment, no audit firm having common partner or partners of the other audit firm whose tenure has expired. I'll just give you example for that. Basically, you can't have common partners. If one firm has done, pay attention. There is a firm, let us say ABC. I'll write down name over here. Okay, pay attention. Let us say there is a firm, NYPD and Associates. Okay, are you all with me? Let us say there is a firm, NYPD and Associates. One of the partners in NYPD is Robin. Okay, fine. And there is बच्चों what? One more firm, GA, G and A associates. Okay, Gordon and Robin, whatever. Okay, that is another बच्चों firm. Okay. Now what is happening is बच्चों Robin is a common partner in NYPD also, as well as G and A, है ना? Gotham and Robin, Gordon and Robin. Okay, whatever is the firm name. Yes, everybody. Now pay attention. If NYPD बच्चों was already an auditor, if बच्चों NYPD was already an auditor for 10 years, but whether G and A will be allowed to be auditor again? G and A, even if it is different firm, are you getting my point or no? NYPD is different from G and A. But what is common? There is a common partner between both of them. Are you getting my point, everybody? Yes or no? So the point is, even the other firm will not be allowed where there is a common partner. Now check here. Here there is cooling period going on. Here, but there is cooling period going on. Are ha ya na? So, but the cooling period is also applicable on other firm where you have a common partner. So even this firm will not be allowed for 5 years. मुझको बताओ समझा कि नहीं? All of you tell me. बोलो फटाफट. Everybody? All okay? Everybody? बड़े आगे हम लोग चलो. ओके ओके एवरीबॉडी. बाकी के लोग बोलो फटाफट. यस गुड 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 गुड. चेक योर. आयन बैंक लिमिटेड is a listed company. Listed company means rotation बच्चों कंपलसरी. बराबर है. Appoints Mr. Raghav as auditor. अब Raghav means बच्चों what? Individual. In its AGM, PGS we need not by heart the law beta. Not required. If your concepts are clear. First of all, point number 1 is concept should be clear. Then you can say rereading is required 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. Ratta means by heart means we should do in school. You know, without understanding what we are doing. You know? So here you should know the basics. Then you need not do too much of ratta. By heart, I will suggest in some question answers of other laws. Yes, I can say there is no option for that. You know? Chalo. Raghav was an auditor in its AGM. Okay, did it so and so. Now, बच्चों Raghav will hold office for 5 years and cooling period for 5 years. समझा? So appointment for 5 years and cooling period for 5 years. Okay, everybody? अरे हाँ या ना? Okay. Everybody okay? Raghav will hold office of auditor. This is done much. Okay, till 16. That is completely fine. Okay. If at all I give you example, he was appointed in the AGM of 2016. Appointed. So 16 to 17 1 year, 17 to 18 बच्चों 2 year, 18 to 19 3 year, 19 to बच्चों 24 year, and 20 to बच्चों 21 5th year. So in 2021's AGM, he will retire. All of you agree? For how many years? 5 years बच्चों not allowed. So 21 to 22, again that is his cooling period. 22 to 23, 23 to 24, 24 to 25. अरे हाँ या ना? And lastly बच्चों what? 25 to 26. बराबर बच्चों everybody? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in 2026, his cooling period बच्चों will be over, and then again in the same year 2026, he can be appointed as an auditor. अरे बोलो हाँ समझा बच्चों? All of you okay? बढ़े आगे? चलो. I hope you also understood the concept about common partners. If the firm, if 2 firms have common partners and one firm's period has already expired, then the second firm is also not allowed to be reappointed. Samjha? So common partners not allowed. More than that, if the signing partner in first firm, and if the signing partner in first firm, he, you can say, retires from the firm, resigns from the firm, and joins another firm, then even in that case, the second firm cannot be appointed as an auditor. Even the second firm will be under the cooling period for 5 years. Okay, Bharat. अरे बच्चों बोलो हो गया समझा? आगे बढ़े? ठीक है ना? बढ़े आगे? Check here. For a firm, बच्चों what will happen? If a firm is appointed in 2016, if a firm is appointed in 2016, तो 16 to 21, I'm talking of AGM, okay? AGM of 2016 it is appointed. बराबर है? So AGM of 2021 बच्चों, its first term is over. बराबर कि नहीं? Then secondary बच्चों, from 2021 to 2026, its second term will be over. So firm is allowed बच्चों for how many terms? 2 terms of 5 years each. बराबर है. And then a cooling period of 5 years is applicable. बराबर कि नहीं? अरे हाँ. So 2031. So from 2026 AGM. So to 2031 AGM बच्चों, there will be cooling period. So again it will be reappointed. You can be reappointed back in 2031's AGM. बोलो हाँ. समझा कि नहीं? So what did you understand? Appointment and cooling period. Appointment period tenures can be different. Individual 5 years only, bas. Firms 5 years plus 5 years, total 10 years. 5 years one term, 5 years another term. Yes? But what is common between individual and firm? The cooling period is 5 years. Once your term is over, your tenure is over, then cooling period, but you have to serve similar common of 5 years both. अरे हाँ बच्चों, आगे बढ़ी. Yes? चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं. This we have already covered. Now rotation orders, but just now we have covered, है ना? Now check it, one more important. The auditor will be now appointed for a period directly of 5 years. Earlier we used to have that in every AGM you needed to pass OR to appoint auditor. That is not required. Now directly here, but you can appoint auditor for 5 years. Okay, and then you will just give a declaration that we are continuing with the auditor in this year also. Simple. That's it. Okay, बच्चों हुआ? Members of the company may resolve. Pay attention, important. Little bit different. Pay attention. Huh? Members of a company may resolve to provide that. Resolve means decide that. In the audit firm, who is appointed by audit firm? Chalega, are you all with me? So in audit firm, what happens? There can be many partners in the firm. Barabar hai? So in the audit firm appointed by it, the auditing partner, the one who is going to shine, and his team shall be rotated at such intervals as may be allowed or resolved by the members. Means, please tell me, are we changing the auditor within 10 years? Tell me this. Are you changing the auditing firm within the 10 years? Tell me, bachcho, fatapat. Reply. Are we changing the auditing firm itself in 10 years, within 10 years? Bolo fatapat, bachcho. Everybody, come on. No. We are not changing. We are not changing the auditing firm itself within the 10 years. The firm is still the same. What are we changing? We are only changing that Mr. A, you are the partner, you are signing, now you will not sign. So if the firm is ABC and company, if the firm of appointed is what? If the firm is appointed is ABC and company. So we said A, you signed this year. Next year B will sign. Third year C will sign. This is allowed. This can be done. Who will decide, bachcho? The members can decide that. That we want rotation of the auditing partner. We are not changing the firm. समझे बच्चों? आगे बढ़े हम लोग. सिद्धेश ओके, तेजस अभिजीत, सोनावने, भरत, Your Patil, everybody who all are there here on this channel, small channel, Niraj Mahajan's channel. Okay. Otherwise, the members can also decide to audit shall be conducted by more than one auditor. The concept is what you called as what? Joint auditors. अरे समझा कि नहीं? अरे हाँ, important. Okay. I hope you got the examples. So ABC and companies appointed बच्चों for 10 years है ना? So 2016 से लेके 2026 तक. So they may say A, you will sign for first 5 years, C for next 2-3 years, and B for next last 2-3 years. समझा? All of you okay? ठीक है ना? आगे बढ़े हम लोग. चलो. The other things are not that important there because they are never asked only in the exams. Check. The incoming, okay, pay attention. The incoming and outgoing auditor, the one who is retiring and the one who is being appointed, should not have any connection. Rajat, acha, you are there? No problem, beta. Thank you. The incoming and outgoing auditor shall not have common brand or trade name or common network of firms or common controls. Okay. They should not have a what? Common control. Samjha ki nahi? Now pay attention. I'll just give you an example. ABC and company. Samjha? All of you okay till here? Somil Mutta, good evening. Here, bachcho, we have another firm, DEF and company. And bachcho, what? Let us say XYZ and company. If by bachcho agreement, there is control of ABC on DEF, and there is बच्चों control of ABC on XYZ. ABC controls both because of agreement or any kind of contract. ABC बच्चों controls DF as well as XYZ. Now they come in common network or बच्चों what common control who DEF and XYZ. So same thing, even if DEF is retiring, you can't appoint XYZ बच्चों because they have connection, they have common control of ABC. कुछ समझा कि नहीं समझा? All of you. Okay, all of you? Again, also they cannot be of the same network. Network means what? You can say brand. There is networking of firms that happens means what? That networking means kind of reference to each other. Let us say if at all I have some work in Bangalore, some company I want to incorporate or some income tax notice I want to reply to an officer in Bangalore. Now I can't come there daily basis or I can't come there regularly. I will refer the matter to Adarsh. All of you are correct? Adarsh works in Bangalore also. He has an office and practice in Bangalore. So I'll बच्चों give it to him. है कि नहीं बच्चों? Are you getting my point, everybody? Yes, that is networking. So your Adarsh firm and my firm, है ना? Even if we don't have common partners, but they are what? In same network. समझा? Everybody? The point is what? Outgoing partner, outgoing firm and the incoming firm should not have any connection. Clear? आगे बढ़ूं मैं? बच्चों? चलो. If a partner who is in charge of an audit firm, in charge of audit firm, and also certifies the FS, है ना, of the company retires. Now here we don't have common partner. What do you mean by common partner? That means this he's partner in this firm also, and the same person is partner also in another firm. That is common partner. Now I'd give you the example also. He's retiring from one firm. Now but he's retiring from one firm and he's joining another firm. Yes or no? Same thing. So what we are discussing right now. So partner who's in charge of an audit firm also certifies the FS of a company, retires from the firm, joins another firm of chartered accountants. Such other firm बच्चों shall also be ineligible for next 5 years. Important. कुछ समझा कि नहीं बच्चों? Everybody tell me फटाफट. Do you want me to repeat or understood? Tell me बच्चों. Comment quickly in the comment box. चलो वीडियो को लाइक कर दिया सभी ने. I hope all of you already like the video. नहीं किया तो अभी करो. All of you. फटाफट बोलो बच्चों. What did you understand? Did you understand or repeat? Tell me quickly in the comment section. Everybody? Okay, Arya. Okay, bye. Meghna, are you there? हाँ. Rajat? कामठे? Okay, नागेश, कीर्ति, आर्य. Okay, भाविक, good. समझा? Okay, good. चलो. Joint auditors team or term. Ready बच्चों? ध्यान दो, very important. Okay बच्चों? This is the client. है कि नहीं? And these are the auditors. One is doing P&L, one is checking balance sheet, one is checking P&L, other is checking some other items only. अरे हाँ है ना? All of them बच्चों are what? Taking data from the client. है कि नहीं बच्चों? Ready? Akshat, good evening beta. So check. Joint auditors term, where a company has appointed 2 or more individuals or firms or any combination thereof as joint auditors. बराबर कि नहीं? Possible? Absolutely possible. In fact, it is recommended also. है कि नहीं? The entire responsibility is not on one auditor. And for the auditor, we require one more auditor. You can have multiple auditors. The company may follow rotation of auditors. Pay attention in such a manner that both or all of the joint auditors, as the case may be, do not complete their term in the same year is completely valid or allowed. Okay, means what? But pay attention. Now check. I'll give you an example. Now check. In 2016, you appointed Mr. A as auditor. In 2016, but you appointed Mr. A as auditor. For how many years he will be appointed? 5 years. When will he retire? 2021. But before his retirement, the company appointed XYZ company also as auditor. So in 2018, if you see in this example, how many auditors are there? Joint auditors. Now both of them are working together. Now in 2021, Mr. A's term will be over. And let us say M and O and company are appointed. Another firm. Just as joint auditors. The point is what? All auditors need not retire in the same year. कुछ समझा कि नहीं? They can retire बच्चों in multiple years. They can overlap each other. They may not be there for 5 years, 10 years together properly with each other for 5 years, 10 years. Or you're understanding or no? मुझको बताओ बच्चों. समझा everybody? So where are joint auditors are there? Whatever 2, 3, 4, whatever they are, they may not all retire in the same year itself. In fact, that becomes very much problematic. I'll say. हुआ? All of you okay? बढ़े आगे। ओके, बढ़े हम लोग बच्चों आगे। चलो आगे, इंपॉर्टेंट अपॉइंटमेंट ऑफ फर्स्ट ऑडिटर, पहला ऑडिटर बच्चों, फर्स्ट ऑडिटर। रेडी बच्चों? Now always use common sense. Where do we generally बच्चों अपॉइंट ऑडिटर? When? In AGM. In AGM, है ना? But when is my AGM, my first AGM conducted? Or the point is, why do I conduct AGM? I conduct बच्चों AGM for mainly for ordinary business. That means to get my financials approved, adopted from the members. है ना बच्चों? So pay attention बच्चों, pay attention. If my date of incorporation, if बच्चों my date of incorporation is 1st July 22, okay, 22. My बच्चों first financial year will get over on 31st March 23. बराबर है? My first AGM will be बच्चों let us say in the month of max September 23. All of you with me? Now if at all I appoint the auditor here, in September 23, and that is the AGM, no? That is the first AGM बच्चों I have. The question is, in this first AGM, my first financial years बच्चों FY, my first financial years बच्चों financial statements will be submitted or not submitted? They should be submitted, na? Even in the first AGM, I have to submit my financial statements to get it adopted. So the point is, who will get it audited? Who will get it audited if the auditor itself you are appointing in first AGM? That is the reason for the first financial year. For the first financial year, बच्चों, we are allowed to appoint the auditor without members' consent, without approval from the member. Then बच्चों, who will appoint it? The directors, the board, the company बच्चों themselves will appoint it. कुछ समझा कि नहीं बच्चों? बोलो फटाफट. Do you understand the purpose? See, once you understand the purpose, then there is no question of by hearting anything. समझा? I hope you got the point. You got the error that why this law was bought. समझा? Ready बच्चों? The first auditor of the company shall be appointed by board within how many days? 30 days. Important. Okay, of its incorporation. The term of the auditor, first auditor, very important, will be only till conclusion of first AGM. Are you still here? That means the first auditor is appointed not directly for 2 years, 5 years. Impossible. The first auditor appointed by board is only for temporary purpose. Okay, just for temporary purpose. So here, if at all the company is incorporated on 1st July, maximum, let us say by 1st August, company has to appoint an auditor, and that auditor, the first auditor, has to retire on in the first AGM, or his tenure is बच्चों only till first AGM. अरे बोलो समझा कि नहीं? Then when the actual first AGM will happen, that time बच्चों who will appoint an auditor? बताओ मुझको बच्चों, all of you tell me. Comment, all of you. In the first AGM, who will appoint the auditor? बोलो बच्चों. बताओ. I'm waiting for your messages, ना बच्चों. Everybody. Yes, very good guys. Arya correct, Shri Raksha correct. Members. Board बच्चों appoints only for first auditor. The board बच्चों will, I mean, the members बच्चों will get the power to appoint that auditor. The board recommends, pay attention बच्चों, whenever whoever are saying board, the board recommends the auditor, doesn't appoint. The appointment of auditor बच्चों with the power of only members. Otherwise, then what is the use of saying that the members appoint? है ना, the auditor. The board, or here they will say who appoints the auditor, first auditor, board. The first auditor is बच्चों, first means what? Before first AGM. Huh? The very first auditor of the company is appointed by board. Clear to everybody? And only for बच्चों first auditor only, first AGM only, up to first AGM only. समझा? Yes, Vaishnavi Shetty correct, Tejas correct. Okay, Adish, I hope you understood. चलेगा, आगे बढ़े हम लोग. चलो. If the board fails, however, in the first 30 days. Yes, Bharat, you are right. Yeah. 31st December. Yes, beta. Correct. He was right. Bharat was very smart. My goodness. Even I missed it. Yes. So first AGM, let us say they are doing by December. Yes, you're so right, Bharat. Good. If board fails to exercise its powers, that is appointment of first auditor, it shall inform. Who shall inform? The board shall inform the members that we have forgotten to appoint the first auditor and within the first 30 days. That's why they'll hold what a meeting within how many days? 90 days. And the company may appoint the first auditor within 90 days at EGM, and such auditor shall hold office till the conclusion of first AGM. The first auditor always holds office only up to first AGM. अरे बोलो समझा? अक्षत, रजत, पाटिल, बोलो फटाफट. All okay? Good question, Tejas. Very good question. I was coming to that. Good question. Tejas asked, can the first auditor be appointed further ahead? That means, can he continue his term? Okay. Good question. I think I had taken this in my Udupi batch also, this point, or in our regular batch also. Yes. I'll just write your question's answer over here. Yes. First auditor can be continued. Okay. Now, please understand the appointment of, yes, Rajat, good question. See, I'm coming to the same thing. Yes, Bacho, good questions. Everybody, pay attention. Because these appointments are under different sections. Arihayana. First auditor was what? 1396. First auditor. And what we had done earlier, 1391, etc. Arihayana. So, under 1396, this one, first auditor, yes, Celia, he gets, Bacho, I'm just writing here as a purpose, okay, just for the sake of understanding. 1 year he gets. Okay, that means up to first AGM. And in the first AGM, he can be appointed as a fresh auditor for another term of 5 years. If at all we are talking about an individual. Are bolo ha. In totality, he gets 6 years if he is an individual. If it is a firm, then 1 plus 10, 11. Jepa ke nahi. समझा क्या बच्चों? Tell me, all of you okay? Everybody. Good point. Clear, all of you? समझा? हुआ मैं आगे जाऊं? These questions, this kind of case study MCQ was asked. So yes, you should know that. From there only I'm giving you the answer. That yes, it is possible. Clear, all of you? बढ़ो क्या आगे? If you have any doubts, please message me here. If you have sent me on WhatsApp, I'll reply on WhatsApp, obviously as audio message. But if not, you can just simply copy and put it here also. कोई problem नहीं है. Okay, all of you. So आगे बढ़े क्या? Everybody. We're doing, the speed is fine, but whatever you're doing it conceptually. You just imagine if this question exactly comes same to same in the exams. You'll be so happy that we had discussed this question, है ना बच्चों? बढ़े आगे? चलो. Example, the MD, Managing Director of PQR Limited himself wants to appoint Sri Ganpati, a practicing chartered accountant, as first auditor of the company. Comment on the proposed action of Managing Director. Bachcho, the first auditor needs to be appointed only by Board of Directors and not just by single, you can say Director or only a Managing Director. Not possible. So the first auditor is always appointed by Board of Directors. Secondly, his tenure, always please keep in mind, his tenure is only up to, what? First AGM. Upcoming first AGM. Samjha? Vihan, good evening. Arya, Abhijit, you can also come on back on our channel also. Okay, that is completely fine. But आगे हम लोग चलो. Everybody. चलो बढ़े आगे. Casual vacancy. Okay. Filling off what? Casual vacancy. What do you mean by casual vacancy? Any vacancy caused in the office of the auditor. Any vacancy caused in the office of the auditor. Clear, all of you? Any doubt, Vihan, पूछ सकता है भाई. No problem. You can ask. You're from which batch, Vihan? Are you my student or some other student? Ready, बच्चों? Any vacancy caused in the office of the auditor before the expiry of term of auditor. Before the expiry of term of auditor, that is called as what? Vacancy. Now, the vacancy can be for many reasons. Death of the auditor, insolvency, or disqualifications by ICA or NAFRA, or resignation, very important. Because of any reason, there is vacancy in the auditor's office. before the expiry of his term. That is called as casual vacancy. Samjha? This is again a kind of you can see a kind of emergency situation. Emergency situation. Okay, we are ODP batch. Fine. Samjha kya? This is again is like a emergency situation. So here again emergency. That means you can't hold a meeting again here to appoint the auditor right now. So for temporary purpose, again we appoint the auditor who is given the power, again board. And it's because it was temporary, but so the auditor is appointed only up to the upcoming AGM. Are samjha ki nahi? All of you. So please keep in mind, what is casual vacancy? Vacancy caused in the office of the auditor before the expiry of term of the auditor due to any reason. Reason can be death, insolvency, incapability, what we can say, disqualified, or resignation. Okay, then who has the power? Board has the power to fill up the casual vacancy. Yes, still here. And the tenure of such auditor who is appointed by board in this emergency situation is only up to the next AGM. Samjha? Aa The board has to appoint only within next 30 days, immediately. Samjha ki nahi samjha? All of you okay? Everybody? Are bolo haan. Are you all attending? Tell me, all of you tell me, are you attending your costing also, accounts also every early morning? Bolo. Helping or not helping? All of you, the sessions. अटेंड कर रहे हो ना सब लोग? ठीक है, क्लियर हुआ बच्चों ये? Any vacancy caused before expiry of term of auditor is called casual vacancy. Look at the reason: death, resignation, disqualification, incompetent to contract, CCTV member of ICA, so and so. This is important. What we are highlighting here, star mark. Okay, Kamte. Fine, no problem. Whatever you are comfortable with. Okay, guys. Okay, Akshat. ठीक है, बड़े आ गए हम लोग बच्चों. All right. बड़े आ गए बच्चों, चलो. But where such a vacancy is caused, pay attention, due to resignation. Resignation. Is this a good sign or a bad sign? Very bad sign. Very bad sign. Practically speaking, this last 3-4 months back only this has happened. Who? I think Deloitte resigned as an auditor of, what is that? What is that startup batch? That startup. Byju's. Okay, same story. They resigned for their own reasons. Then the auditor can resign for any reason. The data is not given to us in time. We are not happy with the company's response, or the fees are not increased as per the market rates, etc. So whatever be the reason, the auditor is resigning, but gives a very wrong signal to the stakeholders, everybody. Again, that's why when the auditor resigns, the appointment cannot be done by a board. So, but where such vacancy is caused by resignation of the auditor, important. Such appointment shall also be approved by company at its general meeting convened within 3 months. So within 3 months you have to hold a meeting and get what approved from the members also. Are ha ya na? Clear till here? Please understand what is common between first auditor and casual vacancy. What is common between first auditor and casual vacancy? Bolo fatafat. The term is only up to next AGM. Are ha ya na? The term is only up to next AGM. Clear? बच्चों बढ़ू क्या आगे? कुछ डाउट रखा तो प्लीज पूछो. Check here. Prakash Carriers Limited appointed Raman as its auditor in AGM held on 30th September 21. Initially, he accepted the appointment, but he resigned from his office on 31st October. Next month itself, na? For personal reasons. The board of directors seeks advice for filling up this vacancy by appointment of Mr. Albert as auditor. Here, what is happening is the auditor has resigned. So, the board needs to get it approved from members also within 3 months. So, since Mr. Raman resigned as auditor, the BOD need to take approval from members in meeting held within 3 months to appoint Mr. Albert as auditor. But obviously, please keep in mind his tenure is only up to next AGM. Again, you may ask questions, can he continue? Yes. But sir, can he continue for another 5 years? Answer is also yes. Because the appointments are बच्चों under different subsections. अरे समझा कि नहीं तुमको बच्चों? Clear or no? आगे बढ़ूं मैं? Everybody, चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं. Same story for government companies. Okay, same story for government companies. बोलो फटाफट. रेडी बच्चों? Appointment by CAG, appointment by C and AG. Okay, Kamte is here, Arya is also here. Okay, beta, chalo. The appointment in government or government control companies. 139.5. Appointment by C and AG, Comptroller and Auditor General of India. The Comptroller and Auditor General of India may appoint a duly qualified auditor for any government company or government controlled company directly or indirectly controlled by the government. The auditorship should be appointed within 180 days of commencement of financial year. Are हाँ या ना? This question I never asked in the batch, but I don't know how many of you understand. I'll ask you a question in some time. Okay, pay attention. Auditor should be appointed within 180 days of the commencement of the financial year. And term of appointment till conclusion of AGM. Tell me, बच्चों, what is the tenure for a government of the auditor in the government company? What is the tenure? What is the tenure? For how many years? For how many years the auditor can be appointed in a government company? Tell me, bachcho. And therefore, what is the cooling period? In the government controlled company or government company, what is the tenure of the auditor and what is the cooling period? Very good. Yes, Siddesh, good answer. Yes, Bhagyesh, very good answer. Good. 1 year only. 1 year only. Was. Samjha? Because here, please pay attention. Every financial year, you're going to appoint a new auditor. Every financial year, but you're going to appoint a new auditor. Samjha ki nahi samjha? So there is no question of cooling period over here. New. Understood, everybody? Samjhe? Because here, look at the tenure. He's going to appoint but only till the next AGM. That's it. Samjha? So here, practically all this empanelment, etc. happens. Empanelment, you have to go and register with the government website and say that I am eligible to be auditor. You can select me. So government can select. समझा बच्चों? All of you okay? अरे बोलो हाँ. बढ़े आगे बच्चों. ठीक है. चलो ready? First auditor of government company. First bachcho auditor of government company. है ना? The first auditor shall be appointed again by CAG. So bachcho, more than BOD, we give more, you can say, power to and more authority to CAG. The first auditor shall be appointed by CAG within how many days? 60 days of incorporation. अरे हाँ. If they fail, then board bachcho within the next 30 days. If board also fail, then bachcho, you have to conduct EGM in the next 60 days. अरे हाँ. Obviously, the first auditor bachcho is always appointed only up to the upcoming, or you can say first AGM. Please by heart this. It is 60 30 60 here. Yes, Pujita. It is 60 30 60 here. All of you with me? It is 60 30 60 here. In case of which bachcho? Government company first auditor. अरे हाँ. CAG 60 days, then board next 30 days, then members bachcho what next 30 60 days. अरे हाँ. In case of non-government company bachcho, in case of non-government company, the first auditor bachcho 30 and 90. Then so the Bhagyesh, there will be no cooling period only. Every year there will be what? Mandatory rotation, or every year you're going to appoint new auditor in case of government company. Okay? Are you okay? बच्चा ठीक बढ़िया गया हम लोग बच्चों. हाँ. So for normal non-government company 30 days and 90 days. Board will appoint in first 30, otherwise they will have to appoint in next 90 with the help of members. In case of government company, it is 60 30 60. CAG 60, board 30, again members 60. हुआ? चलो. 139. A retiring auditor may be reappointed. That means one term is over, then he can be reappointed if he is not disqualified and he has not given in writing his unwillingness to continue. That means he can be what? Continued as an auditor. Okay, everybody? Hua? This removal, etc. I'll do it in some time later on. Again, it is not much asked, okay, because it is a very big process. Okay, I'll come to that, but chalega? बढ़ेगा आगे हम लोग बच्चों. So 140 I'll do later on. First, let's talk about good things now. Appointment. Later on, bachcho, we'll talk about removal. Chalega bachcho? Come to section, the most important section of this chapter, 141. Everybody. एलिजिबिलिटी, क्वालिफिकेशन, डिस्क्वालिफिकेशन ऑफ ऑडिटर्स, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. ठीक है. बढ़े आगे बच्चों, एवरीबॉडी. चलो चेक. रेडी बच्चों, ऑल ऑफ यू ओके? Eligibility of auditors. He has to be a CA, no doubt about it. Or if it is individual, है ना? If a firm is there, then majority partners are what? Practicing in India, are qualified as to be appointed as an auditor. Yes, still here? Firm includes LLP. Yes, everybody. So only the partners who are CAs shall be authorized to act on behalf of the firm. Simple. That means obviously it is very simple, easy. CA as individual or firm or LLP. Disqualification auditors. Any body corporate other than LLP is not allowed. I hope you know LLP is a body corporate. So only that is the exception for body corporate. Only LLP as a body corporate is allowed as auditor. You cannot have another company or entity as auditor. It will be either only which a compulsorily individual or firm or LLP, nothing else. No other body corporate. Clear? Ajo. Common sense. An officer and employee of the company is not allowed to be statutory auditor under 139. Not allowed. That is again one of the big difference between not 138 and 139. समझा कि नहीं? In 138 बच्चों we allow who बच्चों? The member or you can say shareholder or you can say employee or officer of the company to be auditor. In 139 we do not allow that. Then a person, pay attention, who is a partner or who is in employment, अरे हाँ है ना, who is a partner or who is in employment of an officer or employee of the company. ऊपर से गया everybody. किधर गया है? I had done an example here. Pay attention. I'll add on here. Okay, चलेगा. ABC Limited. Okay. Mr. A is CFO of this company. But let us say he is employee only, na? All of you okay till here? Bachcho okay? Mr. A starts a partnership business. चलेगा? Where the partners are Mr. A and let us say Mr. Z. Are you all with me, bachcho? Which company we are talking about right now? ABC Limited. Mr. A is what, bachcho? He is an employee of ABC Limited. He also starts another business, side business. And in that, the partners are A and Z. In that case, bachcho, Z is disqualified to be an auditor of ABC Limited. कुछ समझा कि नहीं? All of you okay? I can also say that if A is Mr. A is having his own business, okay, not partnership, but he's having a business, and Z is again a manager over there, or Z is an employee over there. In that case, also, bachcho, the Z cannot be auditor of the ABC Limited. All of you okay? Clear? कुछ समझा? Basically, who cannot be an auditor? Auditor who is an employee, or auditor bachcho who is, you can say, a business partner of an employee or officer of the company. कुछ समझा कि नहीं? एवरीबॉडी बोलो बोलो बोलो. All of you okay? Patil, Sonawane, Kamte, Arya, whoever are online. ठीक है, बोलो बच्चों. यहाँ पे उडुपी, बैंगलोर, whoever are there on the chats, बोलो फटाफट. Or should I repeat the example? Okay. समझ रहा है ना बच्चों? बोलो बोलो बोलो. Or should I repeat online? उडुपी बोलो फटाफट. ओ ना लाइक, कमन रिप्लाई तो करो, कमेंट तो करो. Okay, Samita. Fine. I think you're getting late streaming something. There's lots of delay. Yes, ma'am. Yes, Abhijit. I'll show that chart in some time. Yeah. But this is again a big example. That's why I have written over here. This chart I think I'd given you. है ना? Ready everybody? आ जाओ. So I hope the second you got the point. A person who is a person, that means the auditor, if he's a partner or an employment of an officer or employee of the company. Which company? Auditee company, the company which we are going to audit. समझे बच्चों? बढ़े आगे? चलो. Ready everybody? Now 141.4. 141.4. Provides an auditor who becomes a subject after his appointment. Ma kasam. Important, very important. After his appointment to any of the disqualifications given in 141.3. What are we just saying right now? Pay attention. Okay, Abhijit. Yeah, good. Yeah. What am I saying? Please understand. If after, at the time of appointment there was no issue, he was absolutely qualified to be an auditor. But after appointment, he attracted or something happened, and the disqualification bachcho got attracted during the tenure of his job or work. Then what has happened? It will be deemed as casual vacancy. It will be bachcho deemed as casual vacancy. अरे समझा कि नहीं? All of you. बच्चों आगे बढ़ूं मैं. Pay attention. What did I say? So provides that an auditor who becomes subject to after his appointment to any of the disqualifications, he shall be deemed to have vacated the office. मतलब what will be treated as this, okay, casual vacancy. Okay बच्चों, as an auditor. हो गया? Then that is your just the concept. A person means बच्चों, again we are talking auditor who himself or his or her relative or partner. Okay बच्चों, so person himself or the auditor or the relative of the auditor or the बच्चों partner of the auditor is holding any secret. Common sense, we need independence between the auditor and the company. So the auditor cannot hold even one single security. They're not even much using the word share. Arey हाँ या ना? I hope you understand the difference. So not even single preference shares, debentures, bonds, warrants, कुछ भी नहीं, nothing. है ना? So a person who himself or his relative or partner is holding any security of or interest in the company or its subsidiary or holding or associate or बच्चों what? Subsidiary of such holding company. वाह. Subsidiary बच्चों of such holding company is also called as fellow subsidiary, or you can say sister concern. That means a common parent है ना, common holding company. समझा कि नहीं? So auditor, who all are not allowed? Auditor, relative and partner are not allowed to hold बच्चों any security, not even one single security. In which companies? 5 companies. The auditing company, then the holding company, auditing company, auditee, AUDITEE, then subsidiary of auditing company, then associate of बच्चों auditing company, and holding company is another subsidiary company. There are total 5 companies on which बच्चों these 3 people are not allowed to hold any securities. There are exceptions. We will understand that. Can you see the diagram, all of you? Who is the auditing company? Auditing company, bachcho, in this example, what do you see? X Limited. Okay. And Z is your subsidiary, A is holding, M is associate, and B, bachcho, is subsidiary of A Limited. B is subsidiary of holding company, also called as fellow subsidiary to X Limited. समझ रहा है कि नहीं? So X Limited's auditor, that auditor's relative and the auditor's partner cannot hold any security बच्चों in any of these 5 companies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. अरे हाँ या ना? All of you clear? अरे बोलो हाँ बच्चों, कुछ तो बोलो. तुम कुछ बोलते क्यों नहीं नलायको? I have not seen. I have stored so many of yours. I have stored बच्चों almost everybody of yours numbers on my phone, but I don't see the WhatsApp status. हाँ बच्चों नलायको. I don't see the video lectures का link in your status. If you like it, please always give back the energy to the teacher. The teacher gives you more energy in the class. The teacher gets energy from the students. Always keep that in mind. So if you keep on commenting, whatever it is, sharing, liking, then we get more energy to do more. है ना बच्चों? So as a request, I will share with you that please kindly, today only, or if possible right now only, you can just go outside, click on share, copy the link. है ना? Maybe in phone these days you get WhatsApp also directly as option to go. You can go to WhatsApp and put this बच्चों as your status. Okay? Just a request. Your मर्जी, you can say choice. बढ़े आगे? चलो. Fine. However, there is one exception, है ना? So you have written all the points over here, all the disqualification. Check here, बच्चों. So any security or interest or held in any of these 5 companies. But there is an exception, बच्चों, who relative is allowed to hold बच्चों up to rupees 1 lakh in face value. Any securities, but how much? But only up to rupees what? 1 lakh, not more than 1 lakh. Please understand. In questions, they always ask at the proper cutoff limits only. What if the relative holds 1 lakh exactly shares? 1 lakh rupees. Acha, Reva, thank you. What are you doing here, Reva? But ठीक है. You need to first pass foundation beta. हाँ, बोलो बच्चों. Everybody. What if the relative holds face value of rupees 1 lakh exactly shares? Allowed or disqualified? The auditor बच्चों is allowed or disqualified? फटाफट बताओ बच्चों. Exactly at 1 lakh what happens? Auditor is allowed or disqualified? Allowed. He will be allowed. He will not be disqualified. At 1 lakh 1 rupees. At 1 lakh 1 rupees auditor gets बच्चों disqualified. चलेगा? Understood everybody? चलो आगे बढ़ता हूँ मैं. So proviso, the relative. See, relative is defined in first chapter, so I need not go into that. Okay, Reva. Relative may hold security or interest having face value बच्चों what not more than but 1 lakh. So up to 1 lakh is allowed. Up to 1 lakh is allowed. समझा? Good. Okay, everybody. So this joke I always crack in the batch. है ना? And this joke is still written over here from my earlier batch. That let us say Suyash is an auditor of the company. Suyash, Mr. Suyash, है ना? Is auditor of the company. And right now, if at all you know, any of your seniors who are doing articleship, right now they are coming at home at 10 p.m., 12 a.m., 2 a.m. also at night. The season in September is going on. है ना? I don't know you are aware or not. Right now, audit season is going on. So, example like let us say Suyash Bachcho is auditor, है ना बच्चों, of the company, and he's getting very late, and he's not coming to home only for lots of time. His wife is bachcho very much irritated. So wife threatens him. Bachcho, what? Wife threatens him. Are हाँ है ना? She purchases shares of the same company. See bachcho, what? Purchases shares of the same company. Having face value of what bachcho? 99,999. Yes or no bachcho? Yes or no? And she threatens him. See, you are the threshold. You are testing my patience. If on this weekend we have puja at home, we have good work at home, if you don't come in time, if you don't take half day off, I am going to buy 2 more shares of this company. Are you getting my point or no? बात समझे कि नहीं सभी को? Correct? All of you understood earlier? And then बच्चों, what will happen otherwise? What will happen? Why is she threatening? ना रहेगा बास, ना बजेगी बांसुरी भी से, है ना बच्चों? If you are not auditor only, what are you going to go and work for? है ना? Just chill here. Everybody understood earlier? Everybody? Got it, everybody? बढ़े आगे? चलो आ जाओ. So the relative is allowed to hold बच्चों only up to 1 lakh. Even if 1 rupee gone ahead, then the auditor becomes disqualified. However, there is again one more chance given to you to say sorry. हाँ है ना? Check. If relative बच्चों acquires over here, if relative बच्चों acquires any security or interest above the limit of 1 lakhs, the corrective action can be taken to bring it back within the limits, which are within how many days? 60 days of acquisition of such interest or buying of such shares. So the moment when the wife, okay, example in the example is wife, she buys more than 1 lakh, auditor is like, problem, he can be disqualified, but he has chance. Now, bachcho, there is unnecessary expenditure of diamond ring, of jewelry. Are हाँ या ना? You're like, my madam, how will I earn? How will I get the audit fees? How will I buy you? How will I buy more items for you? More gifts for you? If I get disqualified, I'll not get audit fees only. है ना? So he has 60 days to convince his madam to reduce the holding, बच्चों, less than rupees 1 lakh. अरे समझा कि नहीं? Clear earlier, all of you? Good technique for you also, okay? In maybe useful after 5-10 years, I don't know. Samjha? Please keep this in mind. 60 days wala situation is very important. Okay? So first of all, nobody is allowed to hold security, but relative is allowed to hold up to 1 lakh. But even if the relative crosses that 1 lakh limit, then you have 60 days to get the corrective action done. अरे बोलो समझा, बढ़े आगे चलो. Then another provisions, okay. If the auditor or relative or partner is indebted, they are debtors of the company or any of those 5 companies, but how much? In excess of rupees 5 lakhs. In excess of rupees what? 5 lakhs. Are they saying immediate divorce? Beta, that will be more costly than giving diamond ring. है ना? You might have heard of that Jeff Bezos, Mrs. Jeff Bezos. He became one of the richest women in the world because of divorce. है ना? Anyways, that is another story for another day. हुआ? आगे बढ़े हम लोग बच्चों. Okay. So auditor or the relative or the partner of the auditor cannot be debtors of the company for more than rupees 10, for more than rupees बच्चों what? 5 lakhs. समझा? बढ़े आगे? So check. Debtor बच्चों exceeding 5 lakhs not allowed in any of these 5 companies. हुआ? Then the auditor, relative or partner have given guarantee or any security in connection with indebtedness of any third person. So these people are giving guarantee on behalf of third party, that they are telling the company or any of these 5 companies, you give loan to third parties and we are giving guarantee for the same. Are they taking loan? They themselves, are they taking some loan or any amount? No. But they are giving the loan in a way to third parties and taking their guarantee. Okay. So has given a guarantee of this indebtedness to third persons. Okay. But how much? In exceeding what? 1 lakhs. Again, they will be disqualified. Are हाँ या ना? Clear to all of you? समझे बच्चों? So check. So guarantee for third party बच्चों how much? More than rupees 1 lakh. Clear? Again, not allowed. Then आगे, the remaining are all okay, nothing great. A person or a firm who directly or indirectly has business relationship with the company or is any of these 5 companies having बच्चों what? Any kind of business relationship, not allowed. चलेगा? Remaining are all okay, nothing great. चलो फटाफट. Ready बच्चों? Business relationship means what? Any commercial transaction, but except obviously बच्चों what? Service as an auditor, na? That is a business relationship, so that will be allowed. Yes, everybody? And any kind of if the auditor, so if the auditee client, the company is in the business of telecommunication, airlines, hospitals, hotels, etc., that can be given to the auditor. But at what price? Arm's length price. Arm's length price means what? Price charged to public at large. है कि नहीं? Everybody? बढ़ू में आगे? चलो. Then a person whose relative is a director or is in employment of the company as a director, WTD. Employment of the company as director means what? WTD or KMP. Samjha? Check here. Point number 4 and 5 just now we did. So relative of auditor is a director or whole-time director or KMP of the auditing company, not allowed. Samjhega bachcho? So again that auditor will be disqualified. Okay everybody? Then a person who is in full-time employment also not allowed. Simple, logical. Then what kind of audit he will do na, if he is fully involved somewhere else? है कि नहीं बच्चों? हुआ? कहाँ गए हम लोग? Point number full time employment. So again not allowed. Full time in employment बच्चों elsewhere not allowed. And if at all, check next point. If he is bachchu convicted of any kind of fraud, offense involving fraud, check here. A person who has been convicted means what? Much guilty, held liable by a court of an offense involving fraud, and a period of 10 years have not yet elapsed. Means what? Bachcho, he is kind of disqualified for next 10 years. Whenever he is giving this verdict that he is liable, then which is disqualified for what? 10 years. Samjha? Any person whose subsidiary or associate company or any other form of entity is engaged, 144 basically. I hope this also you know 144 bacho. 139 and 144 do not go hand in hand. If you're giving services of 144, you can't do 139, or if you're in 139, you can't give services of 144. As well as we have to cover the section. बोलो हाँ. समझा? Everybody? बढ़े आगे? And last part, क्या बच्चों? If you're holding more than 20 audits or 20 companies, then you are again disqualified as an auditor. Okay? So these are your important, you can say, disqualifications. Yaad rakho. Are हाँ या ना? Check here. Check these points. Full time in employment elsewhere, convicted for fraud, that is then it is disqualified for 10 years. If he's giving services 144, then not allowed was 139. वीडियो को लाइक किएगा बच्चों, ऑल ऑफ यू. We're going to have daily बच्चों on our channel, Trisha channel, Vivek Malu classes channel, Niraj Mahajan channel. In all these 3 channels we are going to have daily, except Ganpati festival, है ना, 19th. So tomorrow also again 6 p.m. only on the same 3 channels we are going live, है ना बच्चों. बढ़ेगा आगे. आ जाओ. Again a question is asked on exceptions बच्चों. See, in law I always tell exceptions are more important than general law. Now what exception I'm talking about? 20 companies. समझा क्या? That means, sorry, auditor बच्चों can do audit of 20 companies at the most, but then this limit of 20 companies is not applicable. Limit of 20 companies is not applicable in certain cases. चलेगा? check करो. Other than OPC, so OPC बच्चों will not come in that 20 limit of 20. Small companies, remember small companies? अरे हाँ या ना? 285 or 287 ना something, SM 285 I think. And private companies having paid up share capital of less than 100 crores. 100 crores is also such a big figure यार, है कि नहीं बच्चों? So these companies will not come or will not be included in the upper limit of 20. Everybody understood? पक्का? बढ़ो आगे. हुआ? Check here. This example you should understand properly. Rajat, yes, I think yes. We have till Friday except Tuesday. So how many days it is? Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Sunday, 5 days. Sunday ho gaya and 2 days. Correct. So I think something like this. Correct, no? I think that is the timetable, na bachcho? Ready? Chalo. Ready, bachcho, everybody? You tell me, guys, are you studying or not? Tell me, sincerely tell me, bachcho. If I ask you, nobody will say very honestly, but I hope your studies are going on for 10 hours a day minimum. Tell me, bachcho, are you targeting or no? Huh? Nalayako? I hope only right now your screen time should be high only because you're watching revision lectures. Apart from that, when the revision lectures were over, है ना? Whatever mock test, etc. you have, please give it. Please give one mock test series of entire syllabus. Okay, Rajat. I don't think so. They have considered that in timetable. I don't think so, beta. 18th we have, I think. Just a minute. 18th we have. Sorry, what you said? 18th. Yes, we have. We have costing and law. That's it. Okay, Arya. Good. Others? Udupi? करना पड़े बच्चों. See, I'll be there in next week only maximum. उसके बाद you will come, not come. I will take lectures and not that. We don't know whatever is the situation. Okay, please, I'm telling you, I'm requesting you to please give your best right now. I don't want to see any kind of sad faces later on. You will only regret. So before regret, make it possible. Okay, whatever is your target, one group, both groups, whatever it is. Mr. A, Chartered Accountant, has been appointed as an auditor of Lakshman Limited in AGM held in September 20, in which he accepted the assignment. Subsequently, in Jan 21, he joined B, another chartered accountant who is manager finance of Lakshman Limited as a partner. Is it valid? Bachcho, answer is no, because he becomes partner of an employee of the auditing company. In this case, this is what? Disqualification after appointment. This is disqualification after appointment. So this will be understood as what? It will be deemed as casual vacancy. समझा? I hope you understood. सर अगर कंटिन्यू 3 hours थ्योरी करते हैं तो कितना ब्रेक ले सकते हैं? 15-20 minutes is fine. What I always suggest, you can do a sessions of 2.5 hours. 2 to 2.5 hours are ideal, I feel. I always recommend that. Go for 2 hours or maximum 2.5 hours per session. 15 to 20 minutes break, and then again 2 to 2.5 hours. I always recommend whenever you get up, that time you do the theory subjects because you are very much fresh. And first 5 to 10 minutes, if I feel it takes time to start the studies. I mean, once you're sitting in the desk, but once that speed is there is no disturbance, then it is like one of the highest capacity your brain works at. Okay, you will also realize that you have capacity, but for that you need to keep the phone away. Okay, then in the afternoon, I'll recommend go for obviously practical subjects like costing, taxation, or accounts rather. है ना? That is how you can plan. On daily basis, you need to revise what you've done. So first 5 to 10 minutes, first 5 to 10 minutes, revise what you have done yesterday. It will give you entire. You can say always revisions are very important, बच्चों. Okay, very very important. So plan for your revisions on daily basis. Try बच्चों for at least one test series. है ना? हुआ क्या? चलो. The example also I had done lots of time. ABC and company. अगर writing and reading तो roughly कितना hours? See, writing I don't recommend a lot on daily basis. You have done law, most of you have done law foundation in law in foundation, so you know how to write. So it is not that much an issue. So I'll say only alternate days you can write for 15 minutes. 15 minutes, one question is fine. Okay, don't waste too much of time now. Give too much of time in remembering the provisions, solving different type of questions, different case studies, and then see what is the answer for those different case studies. है ना? Mainly focus on that. For speed testing yourself, then what the series is also. Okay, everybody. बढ़े आगे. चलो. ABC and Company is an audit firm having partners A, B, and C. है ना? A, B, and C are holding appointment. Please, this that 20 का limit remember ना बच्चों. Please, this is important ना. Who are not counted in 20 limit. OPC small and private company with up to 100 crores PUC. Okay, everybody. चलो check. A chartered accountant किधर गया? हाँ, ABC were partners in ABC and Company. ABC are holding बच्चों right now how many? 4, 6, and 10 audits. So बच्चों, how many further audits can be done? A is right now doing 4 audits. B is बच्चों right now doing 6 audits. Or doing means appointed. And C is बच्चों right now doing 10 audits. Right now, है ना बच्चों? Or he's appointed as auditor in 10 companies. The question is how many audits A, B, C, and company can take in its own name. Okay. So this limits of 20 is what बच्चों per partner. It is not per firm. हाँ है ना? The limit बच्चों of 20 is per partner. So that partner, now just for the sake of example, the partner may be partner in 2-3 firms. The partner बच्चों may be partner in 2-3 firms. That doesn't mean that partner will get 20, 20, 20 limits. It is overall 20 for him, even if he is spread in many firms. समझा कि नहीं समझा? All of you बोलो फटाफट. Very good, Kamte. Good. All of you comment quickly. Those of you who are live, any doubt please ask. Okay, बढ़े हम लोग आगे. कामटे इवन यू गॉट द कंपाइलर ना, तेरे पास भी कंपाइलर है ना? हाँ, पाटिल के पास है. वैष्णवी. हाँ, धात्री इज नॉट देयर हियर. धात्री उडुपी वालों कमेंट क्विकली. बढ़े आगे. चलो. So if ABC are holding 4, 6, 10, that means how much A still has? A still has 16 audits. So समझा कि 20 minus 4 है ना, 16 audits. B has बच्चों what 14 audits. 20 minus 6, 14 audits. And C has बच्चों 10 audits remaining. Okay, everybody. Simply make such kind of table ना. Limit is what? 20, 20, 20. Existing are 4, 6, 10. अरे हाँ है ना. So remaining with them are more audits to be done are 16, 14, and 10. Clear till here, all of you? बढ़े क्या? So sometimes a chartered accountant is a partner in number of auditing firms, lots of auditing firms, है ना? In such a case, all the firms in which he is a partner, together the limit बच्चों of 20 will be applicable. समझा? बढ़े आगे? चलो. These examples are there in the study model also. So again, I don't think so there is lots of, you can say, issue. Check. And pay attention. Mr. A is an auditor. Can he बच्चों hold one share also of ₹1, tell me, in the company? Answer is no. अरे हाँ है ना. The auditor बच्चों cannot hold. The auditor बच्चों what? Cannot hold shares of even ₹1 in the auditing company and those rather 5 companies. समझा? Can the relative hold? Yes. Face value बच्चों what? Up to 1 lakh. Clear till here? And the relative बच्चों is holding. Now please pay attention. I'll tell you one more thing. Please important, very important. Now pay attention. They will give you बच्चों fair market value also, or the market price and the face value. The बच्चों fair market value is rupees 1.2 lakhs and face value बच्चों is rupees 1 lakh held by the relative. कुछ समझा कि नहीं example? Fair market value बच्चों is what rupees 1.2 lakhs and face value बच्चों is what rupees 1 lakh. Is the auditor disqualified or still allowed? Tell me बच्चों. Tell me everybody answer. The relative is holding shares whose fair market value is 1.2 lakhs and face value is 1 lakh. The auditor is disqualified or allowed? Okay, Kamte, Arya, Chinchwa, Patil. Fantastic. Okay, bachcho? Because we always and only check. See, these are small tricky questions, but very easy also I feel at times. Okay, samjha? So this is, you have to keep in mind what was the law provision over there. You know, we are talking only and only bachcho about Nagesh. Okay, beta. Face value, not of fair market value. Clear, dear, all of you? Hua? Anna, Prasanna, how are you? Long time. Where is Kartikeya? And then one more guy used to sit behind Ojas, behind Lambu guy, who was there in hostel, used to ask lots of doubt. बढ़े आगे चलो. Remuneration auditor, बच्चों ready? Nothing great. चलो हो गया, 141 is done. Remuneration auditor. Who will be deciding that check? The remuneration auditor shall be fixed by company in general meeting, or in, please underline the word, or in such manner as the company in general meeting may determine. In case of first auditor, the remuneration may be fixed by the board. Please tell me, can you appoint the auditor without fixing his fees to the exact last rupees? Means we want confirmation of 1 lakh rupees, 10 lakh rupees, or whatever, 50 lakh rupees. This number should be there or not in his appointment letter. If we appoint an auditor without mentioning the actual audit fees amount, is it valid appointment? What do you think? I hope you got the question, what I'm trying to ask you. What do you think, bachcho? It will be bachcho allowed. Okay, if the number is not written in the appointment letter, pay attention. If the number is not written in the appointment letter, that is allowed. Okay, everybody? That means then what is the case of fees? See, the board and auditor can say, pay attention. The board and auditor bachcho can say that we will decide the fees mutually in future. We will decide the fees mutually in future. Right now your appointment is valid and auditor accepts. It will be valid appointment. If you have just simply mentioned in the appointment letter, the fees are to be mutually decided. Have you written the number? No. Have you written the amount, bachcho fees? No. That is still valid appointment. Why? Because bachcho, you have agreed to this term. Please check here. In such manner as the company in general meeting may determine. कुछ समझा क्या? Everybody? Clearly clear, all of you? All of you got my point, what I'm trying to say? There are certain case study based question also on this, or MCQ also, okay? Chalega, that is completely okay. Because they are mutually agreed that you will decide later on. But consent is there. Number is not there of the fees, that is okay. Chalega? Audit fees which include any expenditure incurred during the course of audit, but excludes any remuneration paid to him which was outside his scope for any other service given by him at the request of the company. Bacho, whenever, if at all you have done group 2 or audit, you will understand, bacho, there is something called as your appointment letter or scope of audit, what all we will do or what all we will not do. So whatever is outside his scope and the company is requesting, sir, you cover this area also. We know it is not part of your scope. Are hai na? But then the auditor does it. Then bacho, that is not part of audit fees. It will be other professional fees. Audit fees bacho will be only for the scope of audit. समझा क्या? ओ नलायक को, ठीक है? तेजस, भरत, सुजान, पढ़ो आगे. चलो, अगेन बोरिंग सेक्शन, बट कुछ रहेगा तो फटाफट देख लेंगे हम लोग. this I don't think you should do by heart also at times. Okay, इसमें कुछ unnecessarily they have given too many things. चलेगा? So I'll just cover important part. There is nothing. I mean, you just have to read. This is to be done. That is to be done. Or the auditor should comment on so and so. चलेगा? So let's put your focus on. ठीक है. I'll just touch upon it, start with it, and then come to the important point. चलेगा? चलो. वरना होगा नहीं फिर से ये chapter. Ready? Powers and duties of auditors and auditing standards. तो obviously powers of the auditor आएगा, but duty बच्चों obviously common sense of the auditor is to follow auditing standards, है ना? Those who have not done group 2, then you may not be aware of auditing standard, but those who have done, maybe you are then aware that even auditor has some, you can say rules, rules to follow given by ICAI of auditing standards. You also have बच्चों cost auditing standards. You also have बच्चों secretarial standards, है ना? Those you have to follow by their respective professionals. समझा? Ready? चलो. So powers of auditors. अरे हाँ है ना? This is all time pass. Access books of common sense. Access to books of account बच्चों at all times, at all times. Not just business hours. At all times. ठीक है? ठीक है. Whether come at registered office or any other place in India, or any other place rather. Entitled to receive information and explanation from any of the officer of the company. बराबर? Then, please underline access to record of all of its subsidiaries. Why बच्चों? Why? Why do you record of subsidiary? Records of subsidiary बच्चों. It is another company. Can बच्चों auditor check records of another company? Answer is yes. Subsidiaries JV बच्चों and associate yes बच्चों because of for the purpose of CFS. For the purpose of what बच्चों? CFS. Consolidated financial statement. Should prepare CFS. Obviously then in that case you require details of what बच्चों? Your subsidiary or JV and associate companies. समझा क्या बच्चों? अरे बोलो ना बच्चों कुछ तो. ठीक है? ओ नालायक चलो हार्ट्स तो दे दो फिर. You're watching on app only ना. चलो भेजो हार्ट्स भेजो, इमोजी स्माइलिंग इमोजी भेजो, वो सेलिब्रेशन वाला भेजो, सरप्राइज भेजो, 100 भेजो, whatever it is. चलो I'll send myself heart. चलेगा? बड़े आगे बच्चों हम लोग. रेडी? गुड बच्चों. यस राइट फॉर CFS. समझा? Right to visit branches. Common sense. Branch is not a separate legal entity. So for the company, bachcho, then what will happen? This is there. What is there? He can visit branches. No doubt about it. Okay. Right to remuneration. That is his right. Right to have qualifications read out at general meeting. I hope you're understanding this meaning of this, bachcho. What are qualifications, bachcho? His BCom CA degree, LLB. Tell me, bachcho. What right are we talking about here? Be active. Come on. Yes, Bharat. Pujita, you disturbed me a lot, na, in that class, remember, na? I remember the name, Pujita. Ready, everybody? Chalo. What do you mean by qualifications? Negative remarks given by the auditor. अरे हाँ है ना? Like किया ना बच्चों वीडियो को सभी ने? Yes. Negative. Mainly बच्चों what? Negative remarks given by the auditor. अरे हाँ है ना? Yes, everybody. Good. Yes, Arya, there can be 3 types. Negative, adverse, qualified, है ना? Yes, Chilya, qualified report. Yes, Chilya, all of you, you might learn more about this in the subject of audit. बढ़ू मैं आगे? चलो. And right to receive notices and to attend general meetings. If you remember 101, there are 5 people to whom the notice should be sent. Member, then the assignee of an insolvent member, then कौन था बच्चों? Trustee of debenture holders, auditor and director. There were these 5 people to whom you should send the notices. समझा? So there is a right for the auditor to receive the notices. आगे बढ़ूं मैं बच्चों? चलो. Matters of inquiry, I will leave this up to you. This is your homework. और I'll say बच्चों पढ़ो इसको कि what should the auditor all do, है ना? What he should inquire into. Whatever it is important, I'll just highlight. This is your Caro report and all of that. चलो. I'll just highlight what is important. चलो check. The auditor's report shall state, मतलब we are talking of content of the auditor's report. Content. Whether the report on the accounts of any branch office of the company audited by a person other than company's auditor. मतलब what? The auditor himself did not go to the branch and audited the branch. It was done by somebody else called as branch auditor. Now this is compulsory or required in case of bank. Banks of hundreds and thousands of branches. It is not possible for one single auditor to visit all the branches. So we appoint branch auditors. So the branch auditor will appoint the branch auditor will audit the branch and send the report to company's auditor. अरे समझा कि नहीं? All of you okay till here? All of you okay till here? चलो. So whether the report on the companies, whether the report on the accounts of any, whether the report on the accounts of any branch office audited by a person other than company's auditor has been sent to him, whether that means what, whether the branch auditor sent the report to company's auditor, and the manner in which he has dealt with it in preparing the report, है ना? 143 बच्चों 8 क्या कहता है? The branch auditor बच्चों shall prepare a report on the accounts of the branch examined by him and send it to the auditor of the company. समझा? Who shall deal with it whatever as and how he feels convenient or you can say important, है ना? बड़े आगे हम लोग. चलो. The observations or comments of the auditor on the financial transactions or matters which have any adverse effect on the function of the company. That means he has bacho very negative remarks. He should put that in where bacho in his auditor's report. Yes. Then regarding what bacho maintenance of accounts. Again, qualification, reservation or adverse remark. Then we should bacho also comment whether IFC is there or no. Internal financial controls are there or no. They are effecting properly or not. Yes, everybody. That also you should comment. Who? Auditor. बढ़ो आगे. Remaining is all okay, बच्चों. Remaining is all okay. आ जाओ. Reasons for negative or qualification remarks. That means if he is not happy with the company for some reason, that certain accounting or auditing or accounting standards or some rules are not followed properly, है ना? Then he should give that, disclose that in the report, but also give the reasons for the same. That why is he giving the negative or qualified report? Yes, still here? And all okay, nothing great. चलो आ जाओ. Reporting of frauds very 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 important बच्चों. बहुत important है ये. बहुत important है. समझे? रेडी बच्चों? आ जाओ. रेडी है ना ऑल ऑफ यू? All of you there with me? Chalo. Reporting of frauds. Scenario. If the company auditor, very important, during the course of his audit, इसके ऊपर भी बच्चों क्वेश्चन पूछा था. A question can be asked on this also. During the course of the audit, if he बच्चों finds out, है ना, there is a fraud. That means if there was a fraud already in existence and the company has already found out the fraud before audit, then this is not reporting of frauds is not applicable. क्या समझा? There's a good case study based question on this in this textbook itself, in your ICS study material itself. This one, this you can also read as homework today, for today only. I'll discuss that in quickly. Okay, so check. The fraud should be found out by the auditor only, but then we are talking about reporting of frauds, है ना? So scenario, if the company auditor during the course of his audit has reason to believe that an offense involving fraud is being or has been committed, एक तो चल रहा है या फिर हो गया है ना, against the company by officers or employees of the company, reporting should be done to CG. My goodness, if the amount is, if the fraud is material fraud, means very big fraud. Now what is big fraud? At least 1 crore. बच्चों, how much it involves? At least 1 crore. अरे समझा कि नहीं? बोलो कुछ तो बच्चों. Clear ना? बोलो फटाफट. Okay, then if the fraud is less than rupees 1 crore, then बच्चों the reporting should be done only to audit committee or board of directors of the company. कुछ समझा? That means you will do internal reporting to the management if the fraud is not less than, if the fraud is बच्चों what? Not more than rupees 1 crore. समझा बच्चों? Or less than rupees 1 crore. But if it is at least 1 crore, then you have to report also to the government. समझा कि this is very 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 important. Please underline, please highlight this 1 crore rupees limit. हाँ, समझा क्या? 1 करोड़ के ऊपर एटलीस्ट 1 करोड़ रुपए रहेगा, एटलीस्ट 1 करोड़ रहेगा तो ही बच्चों रिपोर्ट टू गवर्नमेंट, अदरवाइज टू इंटरनल ओनली. नाउ चेक. When should he report? Immediately, not later than 2 days. Whenever he finds about fraud, he will take further, let us say maximum 2 days to report it to the management first. Okay, the auditor shall forward his report. Okay, to whom? To the audit committee or BOD. Check here. So report to audit committee or BOD, seeking their reply within 45 days. So here, as soon as the auditor finds fraud, he gets the hint of the fraud, within 2 days he should prepare the report and submit to the audit committee or board. So the audit committee and board has to reply to the auditor back within 45 days. कुछ समझा कि नहीं? All of you बोलो फटाफट. क्लियर और नो? बढ़ू आगे, चलो. Then what will be the contents? What will be the contents of the fraud report? The nature of fraud, how it is done, then approx amount involved and the parties involved. है ना, the modus of, we call it a modus operandi, how the fraud has been done. समझा? Then when will you report to CG? First of all, only if the fraud is of at least 1 crores. So check what is again process. First 2 days, auditor to board, or you can say audit committee. The next 45 days, the audit committee or board will reply to the auditor. After getting their reply, whose reply? Audit committee or board's reply. After that, in the next 15 days, the auditor has to again submit a final report directly to the government, CG. Okay. So within 15 days of receipt of reply, observation of audit committee or board of directors, the auditor shall forward to the CG only for material fraud, big frauds, his original बच्चों report, then the replies बच्चों received from audit committee or board of directors, and his own comments on the replies of audit committee or board of report, अरे board of directors. अरे कुछ समझा कि नहीं? ऑनलाइन बताओ बताओ फटाफट बच्चों. ऑल ऑफ इट क्विकली, कुछ समझ रहे कि नहीं? बताओ बताओ बताओ. And the audit committee does not reply only, then what will you do? We will assume there is no response. And once those 45 days are over, after that, within 15 days, you have to give the report to government. And you have to state that the board have not replied only. बताओ बच्चों, समझा कि नहीं? Prashant, are you there, Prashant? I think there are about 2 Prashant Prabhus in the class. We had 2 students with the name, same surname and same name. Clear? All of you okay? मजा आ रहा है? Good. Ready बच्चों? आगे बढ़े हम लोग. बाकी everything is okay. It should be addressed to secretary MCA. You'll send it by registered post, also speed post and email. All of it is okay. But look at the form number, ADD4. Okay. Now check. The companies whose auditors have reported frauds under this subsection to the audit committee or board, but not reported to central government. But why not reported to central government? Because it is not a material fraud. Then shall disclose. The company will disclose the details of such frauds in board's report. Huh? The board report में बच्चों what should also be disclosed? The details of the fraud. Okay. The nature of fraud, approximate amount involved, the action, the parties involved, and the remedial actions taken by the company. That what remedies or what solution or what again controls you have put in place so that this should not happen again. Sir, मतलब fraud का report is yes. Bhagyesh, the first instance of the auditor is always to give it to the board of directors or audit committee because they have in a way chosen him as an auditor, na? So first of all, you'll reply to them. See, he has to be independent. The board or the management cannot force him not to send it to the government. He'll just say, you have 45 days, you reply, whatever you want to do. Then I will, later on, I will do what I have to do and send to the auditor. है कि नहीं? All of you okay clear? बोलो बच्चों, समझा कि नहीं? All of you clear? बढ़े आगे? चलो. The provision of this fraud reporting shall apply mutandis, meaning it's not same to same. To even cost auditor 148 and secretarial auditor. समझा क्या? अरे बाकी का ओके. ये भी तुम्हारा ठीक है बच्चों. सप्लीमेंट्री ऑडिट. Audit of branches. The following bunch of persons are eligible for appointment as branch auditors. Example always will keep in mind bank. So who are eligible bachcho to be what? Branch auditor. Such person, if it depends on branch, where is the branch? If it is within India, then companies auditor under section 139. Please pay attention what are we talking about. Now we are not saying that company's auditor will also be a branch auditor. We are appointing somebody else as branch auditor. So what are the qualifications to be appointed as branch auditor? It will be same as if to be auditor of the company. The qualification should be, or the qualification which will be same. Okay. If the branch is not within India. Just check. So company's auditor can he be branch auditor directly? Yes. But similar qualification also, yes. You get my point? So same company's auditor can be branch auditor, yes. And person having qualifications like a branch company's auditor can also be a branch auditor. कुछ समझ रहा है कि नहीं? All of you okay? और बोलो मुझको समझा? Then if the branch is outside India, then yes, company's auditor can go if at all feasible possible for him to go and audit the branch out which is outside India. But if it's not possible, then an accountant or any other person qualified to act as auditor but as per laws of that country. Samjha everybody? And that person can also be auditor of the branch. Clear? हुआ? चलो. Duties and powers of company and branch auditor same to same. Whatever power company's auditor has for the company, the same powers branch auditor बच्चों is going to have for the branch only. But समझा क्या? और okay? 144 absolutely important. Ready बच्चों? चलो आ जाओ. What is 144? Auditor बच्चों not to give certain services. What auditor बच्चों we are talking about? Obviously then 139. हाँ है ना. So 139 बच्चों auditor cannot do certain things. समझा बच्चों? Ready? Auditor can provide only those services as approved by board of directors or audit committee, that is whatever is within the scope of his audit engagement. Prohibited, not allowed, either directly or even indirectly. No, check. The auditor is not allowed even directly or indirectly to give certain services mentioned in 144 even to the auditing company or its holding company or its subsidiary company. Again, but the reason is what? There should be no, you can say, greed or too much of burden on the auditor of the company. So you will give him the work only of audit. That's it, nothing else. Clear to all of you? अरे हाँ, right ना? आ जाओ. क्या क्या बच्चों? What all are not allowed? Overall बच्चों will see 8 services. Accounting and bookkeeping, common sense. अकाउंटिंग भी तुम ही करोगे, उसका ही ऑडिट तुम करोगे. कुछ सेंस है बच्चों इस बात में? नहीं. Regarding my point बच्चों, so there has to be, मतलब accountant cannot be much auditor, simple, and the one who has done accounting cannot do audit. Internal auditor not allowed. Design and implementation of IFIS, please by heart this in a way, okay? Design and implementation of FIS, clear earlier. Actuarial services, okay? Investment advisory, investment banking services, outsourced financial services, and management services, not allowed. How many बच्चों? 8. Accounting, common sense, 138 बच्चों also we know. अरे हाँ है ना, accounting तो we know. So accounting not possible. Then बच्चों और एक कौन सा नहीं allowed? Internal auditor बच्चों not allowed. Clear clear. Then what? Actuarial. Then your outsourced financial services, investment advisory, investment banking. अरे हाँ यार, this much you can remember. Investment में 2 है. And management. चलेगा? Total 8 are not allowed. अरे बोलो हाँ. ठीक है ना? आगे बोलो मैं बच्चों. So please by heart these. Please by heart these. Okay? बाकी ठीक है. बाकी nothing great. 145 again time pass. Or obviously auditor has to sign audit report. That is a duty. That is बच्चों is what is duty. है ना? I mean, that is fine. 146 important. चलो आ जाओ. Auditors to attend the general meetings. Okay? Auditors बच्चों what to attend the general meetings. चलेगा? ध्यान दो. Now बच्चों tell me auditor receives the notice or no? Yes, he receives the notice. That is what, it is not for time pass. That means बच्चों obviously he can go and attend the meeting. Can he vote in the meeting? No. No scope about it. So why is he attending the meeting? And in the role of an auditor, so that his qualifications, his remarks, etc. बच्चों can be read out in the meeting. समझा क्या बच्चों? Clear all of you? बढ़े आगे हम लोग. So auditor has a right and duty also to receive, right to receive notice. Therefore, he has a right also to, not a right but duty to attend meetings. Pay attention. All notice and other communication related to any general meeting, he should receive it. He has a right to attend and be heard, which concerns him as an auditor. This is bachcho, very, very important. Unless exempted by company, auditor bachcho can attend himself or through an authorized representative who shall be qualified to be an auditor. Very important. He can't send his article over there. He can't send his manager bachcho over there. He can send bachcho his partner, yes. That means sending such person bachcho only which kind of person who is eligible to be audit. Check here, who is eligible to be auditor of the company. Only such person bachcho he can send instead of him to attend the meeting. समझा क्या? All of you tell me. All of you, is it clear, everybody? पढ़ूं मैं आगे? 147 फटाफट करते हैं, पेनल्टी फॉर नॉन कंप्लायंस। ओके, आ जाओ। कंपनी के ऊपर इज फाइन 25,000 to 5 lakhs और इम्प्रिजनमेंट बच्चों अप टू ऑन ऑफिसर डिफॉल्ट मैक्सिमम 1 year, है ना। फाइन मिनिमम 10,000 मैक्स 1 lakh और बोथ। नाउ इफ बच्चों नॉन कंप्लायंस ऑफ वन सो एंड सो बाय ऑडिटर बट इफ डन इन गुड फेथ, है ना, तो बच्चों हाउ मच इज मिनिमम फाइन 25,000, मैक्स कितना 5 lakhs or 4 times auditor's remuneration, whichever is less. Those who do not have it, please write this down. Minimum how much 25,000, max how much 5 lakhs or 4 times auditor's remuneration, whichever is less. So check here. If the audit fees is bachcho 1 lakh, then bachcho what are we saying? Lower of what? 5 lakhs. This 5 lakhs is fixed figure. Or 4 times of audit fees, which is less. Now which is less bachcho 4 lakhs. So what is the upper limit in that case? 4 lakhs rupees. समझा क्या बच्चों? All of you okay? That is in case of auditor. If it is done with intention to deceive, that is bad faith. अरे हाँ है ना? There is mens area, guilty mind. Okay? Then imprisonment which can be there of one maximum 1 year and fine minimum 50,000, double now. है ना? Check here. Minimum 50,000. Max now how much? 5 lakhs. Or 8 times the auditor's fees, whichever is less. Check one more example I'll give you. Auditor's much fees is how much? 2 lakhs. So what is if there is a bad intention, then what is the maximum fees? Maximum of lower of 25 lakhs. Yes, or here you'll see here. Or 8 times the audit fees. Hai na? So 8 times of audit fees is what? Our audit fees were 2 lakhs, so 16 lakhs. So what is lower 24 or 16? 16 lakhs. Clear? All of you? Hua? If a bacho is found guilty of under section 147(2), that means what? 147(2) matlab what bacho? He has not done compliances. He is also liable extra to refund the remuneration bacho paid to the company, paid by the company, and pay for damages to companies, statutory bodies, authorities, members, or even creditors of the company who have suffered loss due to his incorrect or misleading statements. हुआ क्या बच्चों? Clear? So to refund the fees to the company, you have to pay fine to the government and also repay the damages done to the company or statutory bodies or even creditors or members of the company. Clear, all of you? One for the cost audit is not important from our point of view, but just quickly we'll check cost auditors disqualifications. The cost audit can be done only by cost accountant. Statutory audit under section 139 cannot do cost audit also. Important now. Okay, important. So 139 बच्चों auditor cannot do 148 cost audit. Clear? Then अपॉइंटमेंट बच्चों कब करना पड़ेगा? Within 180 days of the commencement of the financial year. किसका? Cost auditor का, है ना? Here बच्चों have to follow what? Cost auditing standards. Remaining everything is same. Now check the report of audit of cost report records. Important, huh? What is the cost auditor which is going to check? Cost records. Records regarding our labor, material, overheads, whatever you have maintained as, that is given. What you have to maintain is also given in section 148 rules, etc. So the report on the audit of cost records shall be submitted by the cost accountant to the board, okay? To the board. Then the company shall within 30 days of the receipt of the report, they will furnish it to the government, okay? Along with full information explanation for any kind of qualification raised by the cost auditor. The cost audit report in XBRL format, which will be filed in which form? CRA4, okay? Cost reports audit, है ना? Cost records audit. हुआ बच्चों? Okay. Come back to that section बच्चों, which one we had missed? 140 ना? हुआ ना बच्चों? Clear. बढ़ेगा क्या हम लोग? थक तो नहीं गए? आ जाओ. Steps for removal, we'll quickly go through it. Steps for removal, है ना? So such removal बच्चों, what do we require? SR. Before that SR बच्चों require government approval to remove, okay? And the government बच्चों has put that बच्चों power on whom? RD. Okay, how will you do the application in ADD2? चलेगा? That is for removal. What is बच्चों ADD1? For appointment. है ना? You are giving a notice to RO that yes, you have appointed this auditor. ADD2 बच्चों, you are removing the auditors. अरे हाँ, चलो बढ़े आगे. So such application to CG but to be done within 30 days of passing the board resolution. So first of all, the board will meet. They will decide that yes, you have to remove the auditor. Once the board has decided, then they have agreed to file a first of all application to CG, in which form ADD2. Then once the CG will give the approval, and only then you can call the meeting, and in the meeting you will pass SR to remove the auditor. समझा क्या? So removal is not a very easy process. Then the company will hold general meeting within 60 days of receiving the approval of the CG. Before finalization of the removal, an opportunity of being heard should be given to auditor. It is called as audi alteram partem. Please underline by heart bold. This is asked in MCQ. What is the meaning of this? Audi alteram partem. The auditor is given an opportunity of being heard. This I think you might have heard in GST also. Whenever you take action against anything as per law, then you always give a chance for defense or the argument for the other party also. समझा कि नहीं बच्चों? Or if you okay till here, then I go. Yes. So before removal, you will give him a chance to say what he wants to say in his own defense. That is called as audi alteram partem. हुआ बच्चों? Okay. The same provisions are applicable even to first auditor. Star mark. Any question they can ask. So even if the first auditor, we have to remove him before the AGM. Even if the first auditor, we want to remove him before AGM, we'll have to follow the same process. Yes. Because the first auditor is appointed by board, that doesn't mean the board can throw the first auditor. Auditor is a very important designation in the company. Removal cannot be done, you can say one way. अरे हाँ या ना. Other laws में ऐसे शब्द बहुत है. Yes, कामटे. Other laws में you have Latin only, everything Latin. उठरे मैगी वाले काम पर आ, है ना? What else you have in that interpretation you have now? What we had those words? I forgot. Consequence क्या था वो? We have some many words. We'll see that also. We'll do that also. Okay. And you're always free to comment on the next chapter you want in the comment section. Which next chapter you want. Just please don't say negotiable. Negotiable I'll do at the very end. Only the important parts I will do. Okay. Should we take 5, 6, 8 tomorrow? Small and sweet. 5, 6, 8 tomorrow can we take? Charge, deposits and नॉस्टिक और एसोसाई. हाँ नॉस्टिक और एसोसाई बराबर है भरत. करेक्ट. ओके आ रहा कह रहा सर याद मत दिलाओ रोना आता है. ओके. एजुस दम जेनरस हमें वो ये याद करने की कोशिश कर रहा था. एजुस दम जेनरस. करेक्ट. नॉस्टिक और एसोसाई हो गया एंड हाँ. यस. बड़े आगे बच्चों हम लोग. ओके. ध्यान देना बच्चों. ओके. सेम प्रोविजन एप्लीकेबल टू इवन टू फर्स्ट ऑडिटर. किसकी बात कर रहा हूं मैं तुमको? ओ गॉड. फॉर रिमूवल ऑफ फर्स्ट ऑडिटर. है ना? कंपाइलर का लिंक सभी को मिल गया. दोज ऑफ यू हैड आस्क्ड मी कंपाइलर का लिंक. Are you getting my messages? Tejas and all of you. Bharat, Srujan, Shri Raksha. Did you get my messages yesterday in that broadcast list? Did you store my number? All of you tell me बच्चों. Prateek, Nagesh, Siddesh. ओके गाइस. कंपाइलर का लिंक मिल गया ना हमको सभी को. चाहिए तो यू कैन ऑर्डर फ्रॉम देयर इफ यू वांट. ओके. बढ़ेगा हम लोग बच्चों. बढ़े आगे. चलो आगे बढ़ते हम लोग. ठीक है. लुक एट द टेबल. ये टेबल में तुम्हारा काम हो जाएगा. दिस टेबल इज बच्चों इजी फॉर यू. चेक हियर. A special notice is sent or is received rather for removal of director. So some of the members are not happy with some of the members but are not happy with the auditor. In that case, the members are requesting to remove the auditor. Okay, or they have not agreed. The special notice bachcho section 115 I think 115. Okay, 115 special notice. Yes, special notice requiring certain resolutions. Okay, 115. The board meeting will be held to decide of above and then authorizing filing of application to CG. Then the board is thinking about the members' notice or the notice sent to them that we should remove this auditor. So then they have decided in the board meeting. Then they will apply to CG for removal of auditor in form number 82 within 30 days of passing of board resolution, है ना? Approval of CG received whenever it is received. Once CG approval is received, okay, then he will again send us notice for what बच्चों AGM. अरे हाँ, then he will be given बच्चों an opportunity being heard or D alternate partem, बराबर की नहीं? And बच्चों that also बच्चों to pass an SR. Clear to all of you? बराबर? And then the auditor will be removed. आगे बढ़े क्या हम लोग? Resignation by auditor. Ready बच्चों? The auditor बच्चों within 30 days of his resignation, if it is voluntary बच्चों resigning, if he is बच्चों voluntarily resigning, shall inform company and Babu in ADT 3, in बच्चों what ADT 3, and give the reasons that why is he resigning. ठीक है? अगर गवर्नमेंट कंपनी है तो बच्चों ऑडिटर also has to inform what CAG. So who बच्चों here? बाबू, company and बाबू, हाँ, company बाबू, and if it is government then also CAG. समझा कि I am leaving, okay टाटा बाय, है ना? हुआ? That is also ठीक है, fine. Quickly चलो. Order बच्चों acts in fraudulent manner or abated or colluded in any fraud. That means he was part of the fraud. Who बच्चों? Auditor. His work was to बच्चों stop the frauds, find the loopholes, find out the frauds, and he is बच्चों part of the fraud. That is very much wrong. So if the tribunal is satisfied, tribunal directly, the auditor has done something बच्चों in fraud, okay, the tribunal बच्चों can take action against the auditor suo motu or an application बच्चों made by CG or any concerned person. The tribunal has to pass order बच्चों order within 15 days of change in auditor. Yes, चलिए. The order tribunal very important ना. The tribunal बच्चों has to pass an order, such order within 15 days about what? Of change in auditor. That yes, this auditor is fraud. Then they have to give the order which within 15 days of removal of the such auditor. Okay, when the application is made by CG, that means what priority you will give to what? CG. If it is satisfied that change is required, and if it is satisfied that change is required, then what the CG will appoint the new auditor. Samjha everybody? So there's a doubt, and the CG has applied to the tribunal. That please check this guy. CG has given applied to the tribunal. Then what the tribunal has to give decision in 15 days. And if the decision says that you have to change the auditor, then who will appoint a new auditor? The CG will appoint a new auditor. Clear? अरे हुआ कि नहीं? All of you? Srujan, I got your message now. Srujan, yeah. बढ़िया आगे बच्चों. हाँ. The auditor who was retired under section 145 fraud shall be ineligible to be appointed as auditor of any other company for 5 years. Barred, directly barred. And also बच्चों liable under section 447. What is 447? Punishment for fraud. हुआ? Yes. We still have बच्चों 20 minutes to go. Can we do the chapter of deposits then? What do you think? करें क्या अपन? या क्या करें? तुम लोग कुछ तो बताओ. तुम्हारी मर्जी बच्चों. मैं तुम्हारी मर्जी का, तुम तुम्हारी मर्जी के मालिक. Tell me बच्चों क्या करूं? Question answer I'm expecting you will do today. All the question and answers. ये तो कंपाइलर कंप्लीट करो. If you don't have तो ले लो, तुम्हारी मर्जी भाई. Otherwise you can do MTB, RTB, PYQ. Okay? Compiler also has other laws, by the way. Yes, it has other laws. Negotiable interpretation सब है, GCA वगैरह सब है अपने पास. है ना बच्चों? ठीक है, चलो आ जाओ. अरे और उडुपी बोलो कुछ तो, उडुपी वालों. I'm happy you are sitting for so many hours. Huh? That's also good patience you have. और सब पढ़ाई करने के लिए प्रैक्टिस भी चाहिए, है ना? You should have writing practice at least once in a week minimum. Those who are not doing at all. समझा क्या? आर्य, भाग्येश, वैष्णवी, whoever are there online here, रजत. ओके, चलेगा. बढ़ो में आगे बच्चों. झकास. At least we can cover today some part. Okay, please now चलो come out of the mentality of audit and auditors. चलेगा? ये भी पूरा कंप्लीट नहीं होगा आज. first part itself, because that is itself always and expected question. Okay, that what are not deposits. Okay, चलेगा? Let's start. So I'll try to cover it, but मेरे को लगता नहीं this also takes entire one lecture, but I'll try to cover deposits. Company which takes deposits from members or public also. Then only some companies are allowed to take deposits from outsiders or public. Which company which we call them as eligible company. Those limits we'll check later on. Chalega? The deposits which are taken as a mode of finance, or you can say capital for the company for temporary purpose, because the minimum maturity period is what, 6 months, and the maximum period before which you have to repay the deposit is what, 3 years only. Debentures which are 10 years, 20 years, 30 years is allowed, na? But deposits are not which are allowed for more than 3 years. Samjha kya? So it is a mode of financing for the company for temporary purpose. Obviously, will it give interest on the same? Yes. It is not free of cost. So the company will pay interest on the deposits. Yes, till here, hum log aage badhe. Yeah. It is not a regular lecture, so I'm not going into too much of the concept behind deposit. Okay, we are revising. Okay, chalo. Deposit can be secured or unsecured. Okay, everybody. Okay. This is but very, very important. Rule 21C. That which all are not the following. See, what is the definition of deposit? Definition of deposit, which any money received from anybody by way of deposit or loan in or in any other form. Any money received, so important, bacho. Very, very one of the highest and widest definition. Any money received to the company will be bacho called as what? Deposit. However, there are certain categories which are exemption, or you can say exception. They are not considered as deposit. Samjha kya bachcho? Clear? And we are checking out now what are the exceptions that they will be not deemed as deposit. Samjha? Oh Patil, dhyan do abhi. Which one? Amount received from government. Amount what received from government. Government grants, loans, है ना? So from CG, SG or other source or other source कहीं से भी मिला, whose repayment is guaranteed by government. Okay, CG, SG, local authority or even federal authority. So loan, or you can say any funding given by government, will not be considered as deposit. Then, if not Indian government, तो foreign government. Any loan funding amount received from what or whose guarantees given by what? Foreign government. समझ रहे हैं everybody? All of you are getting my point or no? Any kind of loans, deposits, or you can say money given by government, Indian government or foreign government, not to be considered as what बच्चों? Deposit. समझा क्या? बच्चों, did you share the video as WhatsApp status? बच्चों पक्के से नहीं करोगे क्या बच्चों इतना भी काम मेरा? हाँ, ऐसा क्या मतलब? ऐसा रजत बेटा पढ़ाई करो. ओके, ठीक है, देख ली दोस्ती मैंने तुम्हारी. ठीक है, हाँ, पढ़ो आगे. चलो. देन loan from banking company, very important, because loan will not from bank will not be considered as deposit. So please tell me, if you take loan from your friend, if the company which takes loan from somebody unknown, anybody, other than bank, will that be deposit, bachcho? Yes, that will be considered as deposit. Samjha? So loan from banking company will not be taken as deposit. Clear or no? बढ़ो आगे में. चलो. So any loan or facility from banking company or SB or societies, etc., will not be considered as deposits. हुआ? आगे बढ़ो मैं. Loan from PFIs, public financial institutions, like big institutes, government institutes who are providing funding, LIC, IDFC, etc. You don't have to worry about it if it is PFI, public financial institution. If it is there, then any loan from them will not be taken again as deposit. CP, commercial papers. What is CP, बच्चों? Short term unsecured promissory notes issued by companies to raise money, है ना? So the company has issued CP to get money. Even बच्चों, that will not be taken as what? Deposit. Okay. Intercompany. One very important, very important. One company holding deposit with other company, or one company बच्चों, let us say, keeping their money as deposit with another company, will not be taken as deposits for the company which is taking money. See, deposit, overall the chapter is about what? Getting money or no? Yes. The company which has got money, we're talking from that point of view, the recipient, the payee. Okay, so pay attention. I'll just give you an example. If A company बच्चों and B company, समझा? बी कंपनी गिव द मनी, है ना, एज डिपॉजिट, है ना, एंड ए कंपनी बच्चों हैज गिवन देम डिपॉजिट रिसीट, है ना. सो हियर बच्चों हु हैज डिपॉजिट विद हु, बी कंपनी हैज डन डिपॉजिट इन ए कंपनी. समझा कि नहीं समझा? बी कंपनी बच्चों हैज डन डिपॉजिट इन ए कंपनी. बच्चों विल इट बी टेकन एज डिपॉजिट एक्चुअली for calculation purposes, etc.? Answer is no. So I hope you're understanding. So even if it is actually practically a deposit, still for the purpose of this chapter, we will not take it as deposit because it is intercompany deposit. समझा क्या? All of you, बोलो फटाफट. All of you, clear? Online बोलो फटाफट. सृजन, श्री रक्षा, भरत, वैष्णवी, कीर्ति, भाविक, तेजस, संमिता, प्रसन्ना, प्रतीक, श्रेया, सिद्धेश. बढ़ू मैं आगे. चलो, इंटर कंपनी है बच्चों, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. आगे जाऊँ मैं. शेयर एप्लीकेशन मनी, कंपनी को जो पैसा मिलता है ना, शेयर एप्लीकेशन मनी, सेक्शन 39 अलॉटमेंट ऑफ सिक्योरिटीज, याद आ रहा है कि नहीं? सो दैट टाइम द कंपनी गेट्स द मनी, शेयर एप्लीकेशन मनी. दैट बच्चों मनी कैन बी यूज्ड ओनली फॉर व्हाट? गिविंग द शेयर्स और रिफंड. दैट्स इट. देयर आर ओनली टू पर्पसेस ऑफ दैट मनी. एक तो शेयर्स दो, वरना बच्चों क्या है, रिफंड दो, बस. बट इफ यू डोंट गिव शेयर्स, इफ यू डोंट गिव शेयर्स एंड ऑल्सो यू डोंट, and if you also don't give the refund, if you don't give shares and but you also don't give the refund, then the money will be treated as deposit. The money will be treated as deposit. को समझा कि नहीं? Okay everybody. So amount received towards subscription or sale application and pending बच्चों allotment. समझा कि नहीं नालायक को? Okay. और बच्चों refund भी नहीं किया. So any application money बच्चों pending refund after 15 days of expiry, 60 days shall be treated as बच्चों what? Deposits. Clear? You have the picture time period for refunding in 60 days. If you have not refunded बच्चों during the first 60 days, that is, if you have not refunded बच्चों within the first 60 days, see, you have to do the allotment within the first 60 days. Okay? You have to do the बच्चों allotment within the first 60 days. बराबर है? You have not done the allotment. If you have not done the allotment, then in the next 15 days, you should refund the money. Logically or no? In the first 60 days, you should allot the shares. If you have not done allotment in the first 60 days, then in the next 15 days, refund the money. And if you have not done that also, from the 76th day, whatever money is lying idle with you will be treated as deposit. अरे बोलो बच्चों, समझा कि नहीं? ओ नलायक को. ठीक है? कामठे, आर्य, वैष्णवी, भागेश, रजत, कौन कौन है यहाँ पे ऑनलाइन? मेरे चैनल पे कौन कौन है बच्चों ऑनलाइन? कमेंट करो फटाफट. 32 people here on ODP channel. You still don't comment, huh? Why बच्चों? It takes money to comment or what? Huh? ठीक है? लाइक कर दिया ना वीडियो को ऑल ऑफ यू. बढ़े आगे बच्चों. अमाउंट फ्रॉम डायरेक्टर, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट बच्चों. दिस इज ऑलवेज अ फेवरेट क्वेश्चन फॉर MCQ also, case study based question. Amount from director, that means any either friend of the company gives money or loan, that is a deposit. But if बच्चों the amount is received from director, that is बच्चों not a deposit. Okay, so any receipt, any amount received from director or the relative of director, or in case of private company. Okay, क्या बोला मैंने बच्चों? रिलेटिव ऑफ अ डायरेक्टर इन केस ऑफ प्राइवेट कंपनी और डायरेक्टर इन अ कंपनी, इफ दे गिव द फंडिंग, इफ दे गिव द बच्चों मनी टू द कंपनी, अरे हाँ, then is बच्चों not to be taken as deposits. Okay, but provided there is some condition, further condition for that. Yes, provided proviso, the director or relative of director, the director or relative of director furnish written statement that the amount is not borrowed, the amount is not borrowed or loan, it is not taken loan or deposits from some other party. Okay, and such disclosure bachcho should also be given in director's report. Tell me, do you want me to repeat? Tell me bachcho. I will repeat if you want. I will give you an example if you want. Tell me, but you have to comment quickly यार. तुम लोग कमेंट नहीं करोगे बच्चों तो फिर मूड नहीं आता पढ़ाने का ना, है कि नहीं बच्चों? You should be interactive. Do you want me to repeat and give you example? फटाफट बताओ, because this is very very important. All of you tell me. ठीक है, सब लोग थक गए? हाँ, ऑल ऑफ यू थक गए इतने जल्दी? बोलो फटाफट. ओके अभिजीत. Okay, Pujita, pay attention. Okay, Arya. I'll give you some names. I'll write down some names quickly here. ABC Limited is the company. Barabar hai? Mr. A is, I'm just giving simple example, director. Okay. He gives money, okay, as a loan, whatever. Then if pay attention, this loan will not be treated as deposit. Why? Because he's a director. Okay. I'm writing a money, paisa. When only two conditions satisfied. Further two conditions. What? That director should give a declaration to the company that this money which he is giving to the ABC Limited, to his company, this money he has not borrowed from somewhere else. The money which he is giving it to the company, that money is his own, out of his own sources. He has not taken loan from anybody else. कुछ समझा बच्चों? So first declaration was what? Declaration that money is not borrowed. झेपा के नहीं from anybody else. It is his own paisa, own money. Clear? And बच्चों second बच्चों what is the requirement or second condition बच्चों क्या चाहिए? That company should declare this thing in the board report. Company to declare that we have received money from our director, है ना? Company बच्चों declare in which बच्चों report? Board report. समझा कि नहीं समझा? So only बच्चों these two conditions are satisfied. अरे हाँ है ना? Only बच्चों these two conditions are satisfied. Then we will say the money given by director to the company will not be treated as deposit. समझा कि नहीं समझा? Are you clear now? Online सब ठीक? Online? Now clear? All of you tell me. हो गया बच्चों? ठीक है बच्चों? बोलो everybody okay clear? Good. ठीक है? I'll just twist the example little bit. चलेगा? If it is limit instead of limited बच्चों it is what? Private limited. It is बच्चों limited instead of limited बच्चों it is what? Private limited. Okay? Then and Mr. A is a director. And let us say बच्चों Mrs. B. Obviously you understand who is Mrs. B now. She's not a director, but she's a relative of director. Then again in same case these conditions are required. That she should give a declaration or the relative should give a declaration that she has not borrowed money from anywhere else. It is her own money. And again the company will give the report in the give this what is the declaration in the board's report. Clear बच्चों? All of you clear? Important है नलायक हो ये समझा? So disclosure in director's report. पहला क्या था declaration that the money is given बच्चों not out of है ना borrowings or taking loans from somebody else. समझा? Everybody? चलो. Ready? Bonds or debentures. This is money received to the company. Company बच्चों is issuing bonds. अरे हाँ है ना? बोला मैंने बच्चों company is issuing bonds or company बच्चों what? Issuing debentures. Company is issuing bonds or company is issuing debentures. The company is getting money. Yes. So this money will not be treated as deposits. This much money will not be treated as deposit if the bonds which are issued or the debentures which are issued are secured by first charge. Now charge can be first charge, second charge means what? रिलेटिव ने पब्लिक कंपनी को दिया तो डिपॉजिट है क्या? आप कामटे नहीं है. नहीं 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 नहीं. गुड क्वेश्चन कामटे. If the relative gives to a public company, then it is not a deposit. So the relative is बच्चों only story for what? Private company. हुआ? बढ़ू आगे मैं. तो secured by first charge. Okay, हाँ, what are we talking about? So the bonds or debentures are issued, and these bonds or debentures are secured by a first charge on any assets. But which asset बच्चों? Only tangible assets. Okay, excluding intangible assets. I hope you understand security, first charge, and all of that. Do you understand that बच्चों? Can he borrow from one of the members? Company, he director cannot borrow from anybody. Director cannot borrow from anybody. Impossible. Okay? Clear, all of you? Director cannot borrow from anybody. Impossible. समझा? क्लियर? आगे बढ़ू मैं. बराबर ना, ऑल ऑफ यू क्लियर, समझ रहे हैं ना सभी को? तो अगर चार्ज मतलब जो डिबेंचर्स और बॉन्ड्स इशू किए गए थे, दोज वर इशूड, if they are issued as secured, जैसे अगर बच्चों फर्स्ट चार्ज on any assets or tangible assets, that is not to be taken as what? Deposits. Bonds or debentures convertible in shares within 10 years, not to be taken as deposit. That means if the bonds and debentures are issued which are convertible into equity shares after 10 years, then they will be taken as deposit. कुछ समझ रहा है कि नहीं समझ रहा है? These are single conditions. If those conditions are satisfied, then they are not deposits. If the condition is not satisfied, they are deposits. So what do they say? If the debentures or bonds are convertible within 10 years, and convertible after 3 years, then they are not deposits. But convertible after 13 years, then they are deposits. समझा गया? All of you okay? ओ नलायको, ठीक है कि नहीं? समझा? Everybody. Pujita, no. आगे. The amount of secured bonds or debentures should not exceed market value as assessed by registration value. This is completely okay. But just take the amount, okay? The amount raised on such should not exceed market value as assessed by means checked by registration value. Any amount raised to NCD, not considering charge on company's asset but listed on recognized stock exchange, bachcho, is again not a deposit. Please understand, very important. NCD, unsecured, not considering charge on company's asset. So it is not creating charge on company's asset. मतलब क्या बच्चों? Unsecured. So unsecured, paid in simple language. I've given this in notebook. Unsecured listed NCD is not a deposit. समझा? Unsecured listed NCD बच्चों is not a deposit. Clear? अब इसमें से तुम्हारा एक भी कंडीशन अगर सेटिस्फाई नहीं होता है, then it is a deposit. समझा क्या बच्चों? Everybody. हुआ? Then any amount received from employee as security, है ना? You have bonds and contracts with the employee. So amount received from employee not exceeding his annual salary बच्चों. अगर एनुअल सैलरी से भी ज़्यादा का डिपॉजिट लिया है तो बच्चों वो तुम्हारा डिपॉजिट माना जाएगा. उसके एनुअल सैलरी नॉट इट इज ओके, उसके एनुअल सैलरी से ज़्यादा लिया, उसके 12 महीने के जो सैलरी से ज़्यादा लिया बच्चों, तो क्या माना जाएगा? उसको डिपोजिट पूरे अमाउंट को डिपॉजिट वी विल ट्रीट इट एज डिपॉजिट. अंडरस्टूड क्लियर? बट वी टेक 3 months सैलरी एज डिपॉजिट, देन बच्चों दैट इज नॉट अ डिपॉजिट. वाह वाह वाह. इफ वी टेक बच्चों 3 months सैलरी एज डिपॉजिट, देन इट इज नॉट अ डिपॉजिट फॉर दिस चैप्टर. क्लियर ऑल ऑफ यू? Trust is okay. Any non-interest bearing amount received and held in a trust. Okay? Fine. Not our problem. Clear? I will cover simple one right now. Startup. Okay? Then tomorrow again I will continue the remaining one. Startup company. Startup companies receive paisa, money. So rupees 25 lakhs or more received by a startup company by way of convertible notes. Convertible means convertible into shares, or you can just treat it as a debt only. That is completely okay. Into equity shares or repayable within a period of not exceeding 10 years. Not exceeding 10 years. Okay? Received in a single tranche. Tranche means not much installment from a person. So by a startup company. So check what are the conditions. Who got the money? Startup company. Yes, still how much money? At least 25 lakhs. By how? The 25 lakhs, for that 25 lakhs, what did the company give? Convertible note. That conversion will happen within how many years? Maximum 10 years. This money was received in how many installments? Only single installment. Then if all these conditions are satisfied, then this amount is not to be taken as deposit. Samjha? All of you? Otherwise, we will take it as deposit. Arihayana. Clearly, all of you? Understood? And any amount received from alternative investment funds, domestic venture capital funds, etc. Real estate, REIT, which we have in syllabus, thoda sa, mutual funds. Again, these amounts which will not be taken as deposits. Understood, all of you? Are bolo ha. Maza aaya? Again, some of them are remaining. This unsecured loan from promoters I'll take tomorrow. This also, which will supplies, advances also I'll take tomorrow, and then we'll finish off this chapter quickly as early as possible. We'll start with charges actually, and also dividend if possible tomorrow itself. है ना? Thank you so much बच्चों. Lots of love for you. है ना? थम्स अप कर देना वीडियो को बच्चों, शेयर कर देना ऑन व्हाट्सएप स्टेटस पक्के से, है ना? and be regular for all the series, entire series. Take the utmost maximum benefit, because as far as I understand, it takes lots of time to read, but it takes lots of less time to hear and see. Just like in the reels, in shorts, we waste so much of time because it is simple to view and understand. Like any बच्चों. That's why if it'll take 10 minutes to read 5 pages, it'll take बच्चों only 2 minutes to do that much of concepts in the videos. समझा कि नहीं? मजा आया बच्चों? Thank you so much. I love you guys so much. I'll miss you till until tomorrow 6 p.m. Everybody, be regular. Please share. Please bring more students. Yesterday we had more students, I think, बच्चों है ना? So that gives me more energy to give you more. Honestly, I'm being very honest and frank. है ना? Keep commenting. Keep बच्चों sharing. है ना? तुम हो तो ही मैं हूँ. है ना बच्चों? And I wish you all the very best. Okay everybody? चलो मस्त खाना खाओ, आराम करो, पढ़ाई करो फिर से. है ना? Be energized, be charged, and get back to your sessions again. Okay everybody? So I hope so by 9:30 p.m. you will start your studies. Right everybody? All of you? Good night. जय हिंद दोस्तों. Okay बच्चों? Good night everybody. Bye bye. ये मेरे सीरी ने बोला गुड नाइट, तेरे को नहीं बोला रे. Okay all of you बच्चों, चलो see you tomorrow. Kirti, no. Then again I'll discuss tomorrow if needed. Okay Kirti? Yes guys, good night. Good night Siddesh. Bye bye. Srujan, good night. Arya, good night. Bye bye. Yes Abhijit, bye bye. Good night. Arya, good night. Kamte, good night. Patil, good night. Rajat, good night guys. Bye bye. Ta 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 ta. Bye guys.